What is up? It's your boy, Mike Mason, here for another fireside chat. My dogs, we are in for a treat tonight. I've got somebody I really like kicking it with, and somebody whose work is 10 out of 10 level fucking amazing. We'll introduce them in just a second. Let me introduce my lovely co host, Carrie Strope.
Hello this evening. How's everybody doing?
Yeah, yeah,
Happy
yeah.
happy Cinco de Mayo. Glad you're here.
Yeah, hell yeah. Yo, that pendant is looking pretty baller. Where did you get that?
That was from Cesare Tofolo's shop in Murano.
Whew, whew. Okay,
Yeah.
all right, pretty heady, pretty fucking heady. Speaking of heady, though, let me introduce my friend and, like I said, an amazing artist. My friend Scott goes by Scoz. Dude, tell them where they can find your work and maybe just a little bit, about how long you've been doing this and that sort of thing, if you don't mind.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, I've been doing this for about 20 years. You can check me out on Instagram mostly. I have a Facebook, but I don't use it much. So my Instagram is Scoz Glass, Scoz Glass. Yeah, go check me out on there.
Hell yeah, excellent. All right, yeah, and let me give them just a quick, just in case these homies are not familiar, we'll go ahead and pop this bad boy up for just a second and give them an idea. I mean, look at this piece, you guys.
That infamous white, yeah, white dichro piece.
Well, this looks like a smaller one. Is that right?
Yeah, for
Okay,
sure.
gotcha. Yeah, yeah. The piece that
The big one
carries.
is way bigger. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I remember. God, the crowds just forming around you at the DFO with that thing. It was.
There it is, right there.
Yeah, look at this, you guys. This is. Yeah, that's a large format dragon. When somebody says that, you got to judge it
It,
against this now. So
it
yeah,
weighed
dude.
10 pounds finished.
Good lord.
Damn.
Woo. Yeah, man. Yeah, dude, the work is just incredible. Some of the collabs recently are just through the roof. The like this for example, with Ryan
Oh, thanks,
Fit.
bro.
Yeah,
I love that piece. That's
yeah.
one of the only pieces I've ever made there or been a part of making that I was like, oh, I actually want to keep this thing.
Right. Okay. Got. Yeah. I mean.
I was talking to Ryan just recently, like, what do I gotta pay you for this?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I don't blame you, man. That is absolutely incredible. I really appreciate Ryan's
I
work,
think,
man. He's
oh, he killed it. Like, because that thing
yeah.
was cool before, but once he did,
Sure.
like, did his work, he put his touch on it, and it
Yeah.
really made it something special. I felt like, and
Hell yeah, man. And your work, dude, is just, I mean, every single piece is just so evocative and full of character. And I mean, gosh, some of these
thanks, man.
guys, man, like, I'm not trying to name any names. It's just, you clowning on a baby. You clowning on him out there.
Thanks,
Like,
bro.
you want to see a dragon, go see my man's page. And then, gosh, some of these finishes that you have done to them, and it's all
Hmm.
just so beautiful. I really love your work, man. I'm really glad you're here with us to share this footage.
I
One
appreciate
thing,
that.
yeah, dude, of course. I wanted to share one thing, you guys. It's what's called Giving Tuesday, and longtime fans of the show know that like we have the Hunger Fund, like those sticker packs. I mean, I give them away like candy, but when you buy them and when we do special runs of them and that and such, most of the money goes to printing new stickers, and then a donation we set aside for Feeding America. So every so often we do one of these donations, and this year I wanted to share with you guys a video that the Corning Museum put up because I've spoken with a number of the Hunger Fund, like the people subscribers, people who've been supporting for a long time, and we've decided to direct some money to them this year instead because I know they're like a big museum and all this, but like a lot of their money comes from the museum being fucking open, and having classes and shows and people paying to come into the museum every day and the gift shop and all this shit. And if they can have a little bit of help, it'll help them hit the ground running when America or whatever gets back to normal and people can start coming out to appreciate glass again. And the Corning homies, they've had us out to share that Yusheen thing, and they've just been so good to us. So I thought that that would be a nice thing to do, and I ran it by kind of the board. And we were gonna donate like two or 250. I'm gonna round that up to three. And if any of you guys want to pitch in, I'll get you a sticker pack if you send it, like 10, $20 to me at mikemason@gmail.com, friends and family. I'd like to round that up to 420. If not, it's okay. We're just gonna drop the loot. But if anybody wants to pitch in, whatever. Anyways, let's get this. I wanted to just share that video real quick.
At the Corning Museum of Glass, we bring glass to life.
We embrace scientific discoveries.
Feel the heat at live demos.
Use glass to travel back in time
and around the globe.
We invite you to create at the studio.
Dig into the stacks at the Raycow.
and let glass inspire
There's no
you
volume on
To
this.
see a brighter and more
audience can hear.
connected world.
All
Okay.
of us at the Corning Museum of Glass are thinking about you.
our guests.
Our friends,
Our colleagues,
Collectors,
Artists.
And our community.
here in Corning,
以及世界各地. Glass is at the heart of everything we do, and
we are so grateful for all that we have collectively shared.
Nothing has kept us from being open since the flood of 1972.
And closing our doors due to COVID-19 was hard.
but the health and well-being of our members,
visitors.
volunteers.
and staff remain our top priority.
You may not know that almost 50% of the museum's operating revenue is generated
Through admissions,
gift shop sales,
and glassmaking classes.
This abrupt disruption of business and loss of revenue poses significant challenges during our temporary closure.
Now, today, on Giving Tuesday, the Corning Museum of Glass needs you more than ever.
Your gift will help us retain our staff.
Care for our collections.
continue producing and sharing virtual experiences,
And allow us to plan for a bright future. So if your circumstances allow,
Give today and God answers.
All right, so yeah, the homies need some help, and I want to help them hit the ground running. So we're gonna do the donation. And by the way, the Hunger Fund is like well over 100,000 meals generated at this point. So, and you know, I mean, they just did like a special Parks and Recreation episode for Feeding America. Like, I think they'll survive without us. But Corning, you know, if they get some help here, they might be able to have, you know, line up the classes sooner and just to do what they do best, man, which is spread this glass love. So
Venetian-style glass
hey,
blowing
nuh-uh, Bill,
can
not
appear
today.
very complicated.
All right, just sort of auto playing Bill Gutenrath. So yeah, we're gonna get into that after the demo. And speaking of, let me go ahead. I gotta actually slow this, reset that bad boy back. Let's go ahead and pop this party off. Glass Central Station, that's us, man. Me and Carrie and the people we get to film, man, who are kind enough to let me stick a camera in their face, like Scott here, man.
White
Thank you,
Fire
Doug.
Glass is in chat tonight too.
Oh man, yeah, White Fire's been by my side at a number of events and filming some on his own, and God, I appreciate him so much. Everybody, man. Mo Buddy, who helped film at Glass Vegas, all these cats. It's a team
Newton's
effort
in there
often.
too. Yeah.
Anyways, these companies that you're seeing right now pitch in every month to help me get to all of these shows and, you know, help me do what I can for the people who pitch in to help in too. All that, it's just not possible to provide our industry with this comprehensive, you know, ESPN level of coverage and then take the time to edit it down to shows like this and have amazing people like Scott with us. So anyways, these companies really do make it possible. I hope you don't mind taking just this 1 minute of our life to acknowledge them and give thanks. I really do appreciate it. These companies have for years now, and to the point where, you know, we're sitting on a good year or two worth of footage to keep sharing, even though things have gotten a little crazy out there. So anyways, yo, this is The Melt. This is a glass studio and restaurant in Richmond, Virginia. And I want to give a huge shout out to everybody involved out there, man. Those guys are, I really appreciate them. Always show me so much hospitality when I've been there. Same thing to all the artists. And yeah, man. So they had a little gallery in the front. It's a pretty sweet little property that they fixed up nicely. And you know, this is like kind of a memorial. You know, they're not even open anymore. So as much as I would encourage you to go there, I don't. They've closed, so I think they may reopen. I hope they will. But anyways, yo, here's the Roll Dog. Yeah, man, rocking the appropriate shirt.
On display. Here we go. Yeah.
And I think you're here. You're gonna prepare like a thing to encase an opal. Is that right?
Yeah. Let me see what's going on here. Yeah, I think what happened was we were trying to figure out what kind of marble to put in this dragon's hand. And like when I'm not in my own shop, you know, I'm out on the road. And so like You don't always have everything you normally would. Sometimes you kind of have to improvise a little bit. And so I think we ended up finding somebody had some opals or something, and they were just kind of like these tumbled opals. They weren't like any cabochones or anything that was like shaped. And so we just went with it because that's what we had. You see I'm dropping one in the tube right there. I just pulled a little taper on the tube. So basically I pull a little taper and then I pop a hole in the end of that taper. So there's like an air passage out both ways. And you drop the opal down in there, it will fall until it gets pinched in that taper. And then you put your heat like right in the center of the opal and you let it like melt around the opal, pushing the air out both ways, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? So like the first part of glass that like tags the opal is right in the center, and then you work the air out in both directions until it's like trapped in there. And this is a little trick I do right here with the tweezers. It just helps speed the process up. So you give it a little stretch right there, and then it pulls that air pocket on each side of the opal. It pulls that thin, and you heat it back up and let it condense back down on itself. And every time you do that, it shrinks that air out of it a lot. And so I'll do it again right here, and then go back into the flame. And it's like glass blowing is just like being good at glass blowing is like a million little things like that. It's so weird because everything is just like so subtle, but it all adds up in the end, you know? It's like these little tiny things, but they all add up in the end. And that's knowing all those little tricks really helps just get it done. And otherwise you'd be sitting there and you pump so much heat into that opal, you burn that opal before it was even fully encased, you know what I mean? So you have to find a way to like get that glass to work with you.
Did you give it a little suck there too to really close that down?
I may have, but you really don't need to. Like I you know, back this video is pretty old, and not that old, but a little bit. And like I'm always changing the way I do stuff. And I found that like even just in what is it, like a year ago or something, we were out there?
It was a year ago, man. It feels like 5, but it was a year ago, believe it or not.
Yeah, so even just in that short amount of time, I've already kind of changed the way I do things, and I don't suck on them anymore. I think I used to give it just a little suck at the end just to kind of
gotcha.
Pull that out of there. But I'd rather not, pull any weird air into my mouth if I don't have to.
Okay, gotcha.
Understandable.
And I mean, it's airtight, so like typically like you're not really pulling a bunch of air down into your lungs or nothing, but who knows? Like, you know what I mean? It's kind of weird.
Be commercials on late night. Did you suck air out of an opal encasement?
Yeah, or like
called JJ.
You know what I'm saying? Well, like even like a small amount of that glass is gonna vaporize. You know what I'm saying? And you might just pull that into your mouth, and like who knows if that shit's. I don't know. I just try to avoid anything weird like that.
I gotcha. All right.
If I don't know for sure, you know what I mean? I don't want to mess with it. There's too much too much cancer and too much weird shit already. It's like you're dude. I'm trying to navigate through this life and like not get cancer or not get sick. It's like, you know what I mean? Like,
I do, man. Yeah.
Keep your fingers crossed.
I'm upgrading to like the full spacesuit, man. I've got the full aluminized jacket now and like the Daft Punk helmet and shit for all my milli work. I'm tired of this blasting my face, dude. Like, cause that's exactly what I'm worried about.
Like this?
It's like that, but it's cased in gold. It's got like that gold thing that's on like the Philips glasses or whatever. So it's like a gold shield. Yeah.
I started using this because just all the heat, man, like you're saying, my eyeballs too, my eyes started getting dried out, and like I need to block that heat from my eyes. I need to block it from my face. So I would wear that thing all the time. I make a lot of big stuff and do a lot of like really hot work, and so I fucking need that,
Yeah, dude. Yeah. Well, I found a little tip, dude. I found that aluminized jacket on eBay, and they're normally like $250, but I found it for $100, which was enough for me to pull the trigger finally.
Nice, dude. Yeah, I've seen my homie J-Red rocking one of those.
Dude, they're really nice.
He's doing those crucible dips and pulling tubing and stuff. So
yeah,
it makes sense. That shit is hot.
But it's just what you were getting at, and I'm thinking to myself, no, I mean, it's like sounds humorous, but it's no jokes aside. I'm just like, man, if I get cancer in fucking 40 years, who am I gonna have to blame? I was doing giant milli pulls, raging on my face to the point the glasses are so hot that if I adjust them, they melt the next spot they land. That sort of thing. I'm like, fuck that. I'm over that. I'm gonna shield the whole face, everything, baby. It's gonna be that's what I want to do from now on.
I've been beating the shit out of myself for 20 plus years, dude. And like back in the day, it was so ghetto when I started. Like we were literally just like throwing shops up and just trying to install ventilation. I'm like a kid, you know what I mean? I don't know what I'm doing, and I got no money, and just winging everything. I remember like spending days in like shitty shops where like I had installed some ventilation fan, but it was just kind of jank or something, just some kind of threw something together real quick or something. And I remember being out there making fume pipes all day and like getting sick and shit. Like,
oh man.
You know what I mean? Like, that's not good. Like, what are you doing?
I'm glad we've
But
all evolved past that.
Yeah, but you know, I think part of this, it was so like 20 years ago, there wasn't knowledge and there wasn't, you know, tools, and it was just so hard to get into and so hard to like not do something stupid, I guess, you know what I mean?
Right, yeah, of course, man. Like the homie Willie Man box fan or whatever, like that ain't a fancy name. That motherfucker ran a box fan. You know?
Oh yeah.
Nobody knew. And, yeah, I'm with you there, man. I mean, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. There was a guy that died a long time ago from bad ventilation.
I heard about that. I heard it seemed like his family thought that it was not like for sure. Seemed like he was maybe not the most healthy person to begin with, but he died after like a marathon session of making fucking pipes. Yeah.
Yeah,
so
something like that.
It begs the question, man. Yeah. So anyways, yeah, be safe out there, guys. If you're totally like, if you haven't been online to get yelled at by like the ventilation police and Torch Talk, there is a thing. Google this. It's called the Ventilation Primer, and it's a document by Mike Aurelius, the guy who makes Aura Lens glasses. But he also made this document that really breaks down like all the essentials of actually doing all the ventilation, all the essential equations, and all that stuff. And it's a bit dense, but if you really sit down and study it, you'll kind of know what to do. And if you hire somebody to do your ventilation, you'll want to let them be briefed by that, you know, sort of thing. Carrie just linked that in the chat. Thank you. I see.
You're welcome.
And yeah, no, there's a lot of good information there and online. You know, we have the Torch Talk group on Facebook. Don't ever be afraid to jump in and, you know, ask. We'll only make a few Red Max jokes per post now. We're slowly working.
Look at that crusty old Carlisle, man.
Oh yeah. Well, you know, those are the workhorse. We've been making a lot of Red Max jokes lately, but it's all in out of love, you know. It's like it's just that torch we all started on.
You know, it's funny though. Is like I have a Delta Mag, but I like to work on that Carlisle.
Okay.
And I even bought a Herbie at one point too, but I still like the Carlisle.
Okay, all right.
It's weird.
Well, I like the Herbert Arnold. I had one as well, but I ended up selling it because most of my work is Marini these days, and it's not that
It makes sense for you to use a GTT then.
Yeah. I always had it alongside my Delta Elite, and I was just never hooking it up, and I really like working with a foot pedal. So, anyways, all right, what's going on here? You're shaping out some tubing into like an arm or whatever?
Yeah, it's just like a solid rod. I had I did is I had a tube of it's a PDX tubing. It's one of their colors. I think it's called I don't know, it's a sparkly green. I can't remember what they call that stuff. But anyways, what I do is I take a tube. Yeah, it's called Yellow Jacket. And I take a tube and I just throw like a clear rod inside of it and then just sleeve it over it so it's just solid. And then it kind of matches all the hollow because it's got a clear core, you know, where the hollow's basically got a clear core because it's just empty space.
Yeah, I got you.
And so then you get like the right density, and then your arms and all your solid parts match your hollow parts. It's a really good way to like pair up your stuff. And right here, I'm just fucking kind of like making an arm right now. So I heated up a couple segments and kind of stretched them a little bit just to give you a little bit of like separation from like the forearm and the bicep, and then like to the forearm to the wrist right there to the hand. So there's just a little bit of a shape to it. It's really subtle. And then I flatten in the hand right now. I'm gonna get that all flattened out so we can hold that marble. I think if I remember correctly, I made this one removable.
Yes, exactly.
And so what I do is I get this hand prepped out, and then I'm gonna like kind of get the claws on there and have them kind of curled like in kind of like the outline of what that marble is going to cradle up into, you know, and then I'll use that marble to like actually get the final shape and make it sit like perfect in there, which is also kind of cool too, because you could always get like another marble made for your dragon, you know. You could like you could have a couple that you could swap out or whatever.
Now here, was there like cold stress or any type of like wrinkling on there that you're cooking out, or why were you applying the hand torch there, if you don't mind?
I think that inside crease right there gets a little bit of a wrinkle.
Okay, gotcha.
And I'm just buttering that out. And I'm also like maybe just adjusting the angle of it a little bit, getting exactly like how I want.
Yeah, yeah. And this place, like I said, guys, it's like a restaurant and a glass studio. So people can sit there right in front and watch the demo. And as I recall, those cats, you just stepped out to talk to them when you took a break, and they were really interested in your work. It was a neat spot.
Well, you know what that was, actually? It's really interesting, that little clip.
Okay.
So this is trippy. That's my cousin. And my cousins happen to live in Virginia. And I haven't seen them since I was like a little kid.
Okay.
And so like they heard that I was going to be, they followed me on Instagram or whatever, and they saw that I was going to be in Virginia. So they actually came out to say hi.
Yeah.
And like, it wasn't just my one cousin. There was like, she came and she brought her daughter. And then my other cousin, Eric, was there as well. And it was cool. It was really good to see them.
Very nice. Now, I know somebody in the Torch Talk group actually asked what color you were using for the claws.
Butter.
Butter? Is that by Paramore or?
Yeah, it is by Paramore.
Gotcha.
It's like it's kind of hard to use for like teeth and claws and stuff. It's like the perfect tone. It's the perfect color for a lot of that stuff, but it's really soft. It's like if you ever use white, then you know how soft that is.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm not talking like White Lotus. I'm talking like Star White or old school whites that are just super soft. And like it's like that. So like trying to make claws and stuff, it takes a little bit of finesse.
It doesn't harden up so you can kind of push against the part that's cooling.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
That stiffer glass is like a lot easier to make spikes and stuff with.
Yeah, it's like I don't know. I think of it almost like a tool, especially like some certain colors are so much easier to control when I'm striping millies, all sorts of stuff like that. It's like I prefer the stiffer ones because it's almost like I said, it's almost like a tool.
Yeah, it's weird blowing glass. Like you're always having to adjust to every color and how it's going to act differently and what a flame it wants, and it's like I'll do one move because I make a lot of dragons, and like I go through all the same steps. But you always changing the colors, and it's like everyone's a different battle, mostly because of that. It's like that's like the main variable.
Yeah.
And get to some dragons, it's like I'll go through the motions, and it's like it just goes clean. Everything is just boom, boom, just going right along. And then other dragons, it's like because the color's kind of difficult or something, it's like everything seems to fight me a little more, and I'm having to sit there and like mess with like the head horns and try and get them just right and try and make them match. And
yeah,
it just doesn't, what I mean? Like some dragons are just such a bitch. I find it'll take me like longer just sitting there playing with stuff. Cause I always like everything to be really perfect. I'm like kind of a perfectionist, so I'll sit there and tinker with it until it looks right. Sometimes that's just a long time and it's just a bitch.
yeah, of course. Yeah, even there's like I scooped this Asian tubing one time, that same butter color. I don't think it's the same, it's made in Asia or whatever. But that was the softest too. It's softer than clear, I swear. Like it holds heat for so long and it just gets so fucking loose. I called it a soft glass boro or something, but it was.
Some of them are sorry, I didn't mean to talk over you, but some of them are softer than clear, and like some of them also. The weird thing about those colors is what I noticed is they move before they glow. Okay. And that's like fucking weird. You know what I mean? You're always used to like this visual cue, this visual reference, like, oh, this shit's hot now. It's like, you get to see what stage it's at by looking at it. But some of like whites and butter and stuff, some of these colors will start moving before you can even see it. And that makes it difficult for sure.
Very cool. So you're kind of getting the initial shape established, and then the other one you grabbed it with tweezers. Do you do that all the time, or did that one just need a little bit more like, push and pull or whatever?
I'll just do what it needs, you know what I mean? Like I'll try to get it on there as good as I can just with like just the stick and the pull, but sometimes like the footprint's a little off to one side. Like it's hard because like when you could stick it in the right spot, but when it's really hot, right when you stick it, it's like dripping on the surface of the hand still. It's like still moving. So like if I'm not holding that, if I'm not dancing that thing back and forth perfectly, it's going to kind of slide one way or another. And so sometimes at the end of the weld, you'll be like, well, damn, I stuck that right where I wanted it. But now that it's cooled, it's like kind of drifted over a little bit. Mm-hmm. And so like sometimes I'll heat up that footprint, heat up right at the base and grab it with the tweezers and kind of pull it back where it needs to be.
Gotcha.
Or, just kind of tweak stuff around. Just get it how it's like, it's, to me, it's like it's not that tricky. It's almost more like common sense. A lot of this stuff, it's just like you just make the glass do what you want it to do. You know, you got a picture in your head, you got an idea of what you're trying to make or whatever, and you just fuck with it until it looks right. You know.
Yeah,
And
well, you know, you've entered the like magic phase where it just does what the fuck you want with that, you know. And in the beginning, it's like, you know, achieving that, getting that, like, getting there is a whole fucking road.
Yeah, it's fucking hard for sure. I mean, it's hard for me. It's like I struggle all the time. I get frustrated and I have bad days. I fucking have things that just take me forever. Like it's crazy. And like when I used to make these dragons like a few years ago, I mean, I could make one in a couple days, and now I find it takes me like a week, sometimes 2 weeks. Just I take my time, and I'm just really trying to make everything really tight. And it's like the more I try to the more I try to raise the bar, the tighter I try to make them, the more like fucking cleaner they get. It's like I keep setting the bar higher and higher for myself, and it's like, so I can't be going backwards. They always got to get tighter, you know. But at a certain point you feel like you back yourself into a corner because you're like, well, fuck, I'm making the same money I used to make for a dragon, but now it takes me 3 times as long. You know, and it's like, but it's, you know, to me, it's more about just the art. It's not, you know, I need to make a living, but I'm not doing this for money. It's like I just want to make cool shit, really. And
sure.
I just care about it coming out tight and coming out how I want it to come out.
Yeah, there's worse corners to back yourself into.
Yeah, I guess so. There's something, you know, fulfilling about it. There's something cool about, you know, making something that you can be proud of and stuff. But
totally, man. Yeah.
It can be frustrating too, though. It's like I started painting, actually. I started making acrylic paintings because acrylic pour painting is like the opposite of making like a fucking heady dragon or something. And it's like, this is so stressful, and it's so, everything has to be so perfect. And when you go over that construction, it's like all the parts have to fit together perfectly. And if it cracks, you know what I mean? You could like lose your whole week of work or whatever. It's like just such a bitch. And it's expensive, and it's just hard. And you're dealing with symmetry. So everything has to be, you know, it's just such a bitch. And then I started doing painting. It's almost like a way for me to like recharge and get back to the glass, because I can just pour some colors around and like let it flow and just have fun with it. And it's like so carefree. It's so easy. It's like refreshing. It's like this weird balance or something that I kind of needed in my life, you know, because I'm always doing the stressful glass stuff. It's like, the way I blow glass, it doesn't have to be stressful. Like I could sit around and make little things that are kind of easier to make and stuff, but it's just like the way my brain operates. I only have ideas for like, you know, difficult things, and it's just kind of like the nature of me, I guess. You know what I mean? It's just the way I blow glass. It's like just how I do it. And I can't find a middle ground. You know what I mean? It's like I know how to just fucking go for it, but I don't know how to like, you know, make like a something that's anywhere. I can make like a marble, you know, or a little pendant or something small, something simple, or I can make like something really big and crazy. I just don't know how to hit that middle ground yet.
Yeah, there's no small format dragon for you, huh?
No, and so the painting, I guess, was like, that was my middle ground. You know what I mean? That's what I've been needing. It's like I needed some kind of balance in my life, because this shit is just, it's too hard to live like that, always just making huge crazy things. And, you know, it's hot, and it's just the whole everything about it is just hard, you know? It's like,
it really
is
something
a little easy. Yeah, I need something a little easier, so break that up.
Well, I was gonna ask about those paintings. Actually, I'm glad to hear it's a form of release for you. Cause your work, dude. I mean, like I said, this shit is fucking amazing. But no, you pay the price to get there. It's you know, in a way, it's almost refreshing to hear that it's not like effortless. You know, because that's almost depressing. Like, God damn, this motherfucker make it look easy. But like, okay, no, you struggle too. You just keep pushing until you get to that result you want. So.
Yeah, no, I just want it more than most people, honestly. I think that's what it is, dude. I just have like so much fucking heart. It's stupid. Like making things that just it's like I'm a tortured soul, you know what I mean? I would lay in bed at night and not sleep because there's one horn on my dragon that's like a little crooked or some bullshit. Like it's so stupid. Yeah. I'm fucked up like that, you know what I mean? It's just like it's all I've always been that. I mean, I grew up making dragons out of clay and making weird stuff out of clay, and I've always been into art and stuff, but it's always been like this really deep connection to it, to where like feels like if my piece breaks, it feels like I break. It's like it's some deep connection to like my soul. Like I care way too much, and like it sucks. I don't want to care that much. Honestly, that's like something I'm trying to work on, is caring less. It's like something you can do. if you can find this way to walk this line, it's like where you care enough to do your best work, but not enough to like be broken or be upset if things don't go how you want them to.
Sure.
You can't let that ruin your life. And so like, but it does, it ruins my life.
Yeah.
But I'm trying, I'm trying to find this path where I can kind of like still put out my best work, but not be so attached,
Sure.
And
sure,
it's
tough.
It's real hard. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So here, you're cooking these back and tipping them off until they match or whatever, and they all have the profile you want. Is that?
Yeah, I mean, like I do all kinds of different stuff just till it looks how I want it to look. This one, it was like I think I pulled it out and it wasn't. Maybe I pulled it a little too skinny or something. Whatever, it wasn't looking right. Like I basically restarted by just melting it back into a little nub and then pulling it back out into a spike right off the piece there. And I usually kind of do a little of that anyways. I kind of get a basic taper shape going when I put it on there, but then I try to pull like the final shape off the piece like that.
Sure. Yeah, I do that. It's one of my kind of things. When shaping, I kind of do a rough shaping and then the fine shaping, when in the hollow type of thing. I'm not as much of a solid worker in the sculptural sense, but it strikes me in the same vein.
Yeah. So yeah, I tried to get all those kind of curling, where they have that kind of bowed, like fucking curl to them. So you can see they're kind of like ready to cradle a marble on the inside there. But I usually try to set that up a little smaller than whatever the marble I'm going to put in his hand is.
Okay.
And I'll kind of like actually use that marble and heat up those claws and like kind of set it in there to like let the claws kind of form around it a little bit. It's like a really fine heat thing where you can't get them too hot because they'll stick to the marble. You know what I'm saying? But they got to be hot enough to move. So it's just it's a timing thing.
That's exactly what I wanted to share with the homies, man. It's, you were asking about, because there's the whole dragon assembly and everything, and we're going to make that into another show, but when I was digging into the footage, I wanted to put together something that, was cohesive and shared a part, but wasn't going to end up being 6 hours long, you know what I mean? And
sure.
I thought that the way you just what you were talking about there, that heat game of getting it hot enough to where you can use that marble to shape it out, I thought that was so fascinating. I thought the homies would really like to see that, and it just coupled well too with the way you encase these opals, which I thought was really cool. The whole thing is tight, so yeah, I thought this came together into something. It'd be weird just to share part of the assembly and then part of the claw, so I thought this made something good to share, and just full of cool little tricks like that. But to me, that is, sure. I mean, like, dude, we've seen opals, we've seen this and that, but the way you put that thing into the claw and make it fit in there, that to me is like that's some special shit. That's what I really wanted to let the
Thanks,
homies go down. Yeah, of course, man. No,
it's so weird. I make pipes with like a marble that's actually like clutched inside of a fucking claw, like under. It's like a Sherlock. I call it a claw lock or a Scoz lock or something, but it's like basically it's like a Sherlock, and on the underside of the bowl there's like a claw that clutches a marble, and it holds it in place there. It's not like removable like this one is, but it just cradles right around it, so it's like a spinner in there,
Very cool.
And it's the same. It's kind of the same technique. I just kind of like have to play that little bit of timing with the heat, and sometimes I'll actually have like another marble around here, or I'll even take a hollow ball and I'll blow it. I'll use calipers, and I'll fucking measure my marble, and then I'll make another marble or like blow a hollow sphere to that exact size of that marble, and then I'll use that as like a blank to like fucking push into the hand or into the pipe or whatever it is that I'm trying to put that into, and I'll use that to kind of push my shape and get the right size fit for the claws to hold it right and stuff.
Okay, you can push on that a little more than you would with the real thing, I take it.
Well, like it's like with the real thing, I like to already have it off the handle and stuff, and I also don't want it to get scratched up, and you know what I mean? I don't want to heat shock it. It's just I don't want to play that game of like having to try to use it like a tool. You know what I mean? I just wanted to like set it in there when it's done and have it sit perfect and not beat up at all. You know what I mean?
I do. That's a great trick. Yo, speaking of the homie there, I think that's one of Whitefire's pieces in the background from his demo. Y'all will get to see him do one of those on the one-armed lathe. Because, yeah, man, the homie Whitefire had his own show here. That shit was crazy. There were DJs like that night. It was nuts, man. Like it was the front was packed. People were dancing. It was quite the time. Yeah, man. It was
at the Melt also.
At the Melt, yeah, same place.
Tight.
Yeah, but that's one of his pieces there in the back, man. One of the OG Rap and Rake, like really nice style. Man,
yeah.
Hell yeah.
That's what's up.
Yeah, man. It was very cool. And then so here, man, you've got these opals that you encased, and now you're just bringing them together into the triple opal thing.
For sure. Yo, you can say what's up. You want to jump on here for a sec, Jack?
Yeah, my boy.
Say what's up, JP.
What's up, guys?
Hey,
brother. It's my apprentice.
Say hi to Mike and Carrie before I got out of here.
Yeah, man. Great to see you, brother. Yeah, man. That's
my
the
bad.
homie, man.
Not in the screen.
That's my dude right there.
Yeah,
he takes good care. He takes good care of me. He helps me out a lot.
Yeah, man. It was nice getting to know y'all out there. After the show, we went out to Busch Gardens. That was a fucking great time.
Fuck, that was so fun, dude. I've been fiending for more roller coasters.
Me too, man. Me too. We should make that like a bi-yearly trip or something.
Oh, that shit was.
Yeah,
it was so fun.
I'm telling you, that week is
over Busch Gardens.
Yeah, I mean, it was gonna be the same thing this year. All the spring breaks are over in that area, but Busch Gardens is still open another week in April. So after that 420 show, man, we fucking hit the thing, and God, the place was empty.
Yeah,
amazing.
man.
Yeah. All right, I gotta step away for just a second. I'll be right back.
For sure.
So, Scoz, you got all sorts of love in the chat tonight.
That's cool.
Carl is saying his bearded dragon is named after you. So you have a bearded dragon named after you.
Thank you. That's awesome.
Lots of folks like your shirt that you're wearing in this demo.
Oh, cool. I honestly think it's like a Target jammer or something else.
Oh, nice.
My wife grabbed it like Target.
You gotta get that right when it's available. Otherwise, it's never seen again, right?
You know, Carl, I had pet iguanas when I was a kid.
Did you name
So that's
them
pretty cool. No, there was one was named Og, and the other one was named like Iggy. I think I was really young when I had them.
Iggy and Og.
Yeah.
That's
it was a long time ago. I was a little kid, so. But I mean, it's like the dragons are in my blood. Like I've always been into that.
Very cool. Somebody noticed here you're wearing a glove, and they wanted to know why.
So I think I'm like actually
because he's murdering it.
No, it's because I was actually putting a dragon together this same day. I'm like in the middle of like assembly. And I have this dragon, it probably weighs like 4 pounds or something. So it's a lot of glass. It's heavy.
Ooh.
And so when I'm putting like a big attachment onto a dragon, the attachment's got a lot of weight and like it's off balance weight. It's not like it's a tube on the end of it. That's like I usually use a pretty small rod, like a 5 or 6 mil rod, because I want to be able to stick my attachment, heat up my rod, and run it like a bridge. And if it's too thick, it takes too long to like run it like a bridge. I have to heat this quick and make things happen fast. So I use like a 5 mil like punny to hold like this massive dragon wing, right? And that's like I'll attach it with that, and then I'll heat that and run that bridge. But like when I'm holding that dragon wing in my hand, it wants to spin, and I get like sweaty hands kind of too. I don't always have like dry hands. I get kind of like nervous and sweaty and shit. And so it wants to that awkward off-centered weight wants to spin in my hand. So I'm trying to make this attachment, and I can't hold it at the angle I want. So that rubber glove gives me a little grip, and it keeps that shit from spinning in my hand.
Nice.
Speaking of spinning, man, you striped this thing with some clear, and you're twisting it up now. Is to give this thing more of an outer layer?
Yeah, you know what? This was like, basically what I did is I've never even made a marble like this before. So I was just kind of making it up. I mean, it's not that complicated. So it's like pretty simple, but I encased 3 opals, and then I just welded them all together into like a little like cluster there, and then melted that smooth and then striped more clear on top of it, just because I'm trying to layer it on there just to make it bigger. Just adding glass, and like I wanted it to like evenly add the glass around it rather than just trying to like pack some on each side of it or something, you know?
So twisting it up allowed you to even out the material you added or whatever?
Yeah, for sure.
Gotcha. Cool. Excellent.
Yeah, and this is just kind of like I remember this was kind of like not my normal process. It might have kind of taken me a little longer than normal because I was just like trying to figure it out a little bit. Like, what am I doing here?
Okay.
Realize it's hard when you're not in your own shop.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I remember that. We're like, what the fuck were we gonna do for this?
Yeah, I didn't know, and I don't even use like tumbled opals and do multiple opal marbles. Like that's not something I'm used to. But
sure.
Yeah, it wasn't that tricky or anything. I guess the main part of the demo is just getting that marble kind of fitted into the dragon's claw, you know.
Yeah.
Like you were saying, that's probably the most interesting aspect of it.
I thought it was, man. All this other stuff, don't get me wrong, like especially the way you encase the opals and that trick to have two sides open. I think that's clutch technique.
Yeah, that little tweezer trick, pulling it out and letting it reduce back.
That too, yeah. No, this episode already went platinum, baby. Don't get me wrong.
Wow, we got 120 people watching with us.
Hell yeah.
That's awesome.
Shout out to
Thank
the
you.
homies tuned
Thanks
in.
for coming out, guys.
Yeah, appreciate y'all
Appreciate
out there.
it. Yeah, appreciate y'all.
Yeah, man, we've been doing this live Tuesday night party for probably 5 or 6 years now. It's pretty crazy, dude. I mean, it started when me and the old friends, man, you know, we were just getting crunk and doing little demos for each other, and
the
whole thing grew up around it, and it's pretty amazing how far we've come, but that we're still here together, you know, it fucking melts my heart, and I really do appreciate everybody who tunes in and makes this thing a party. It's part of the reason I get to do what I do, which is, you know, share all the special stuff and document a really special time in the, you know, the glass world and the pipe world and the cannabis thing at large and the whole thing. I feel very grateful to be in this position. So yeah, anyways.
It is a trip, man. I've been in this game so long. It's like I've seen this whole shit go from nothing to this pretty big thing, you know. It's really cool. It's crazy to think about and how fast it all went too. It's like, what the fuck?
Right. I can't imagine being in it that long. I only started in 2013. So, you know, I was more of a collector before then. And yeah, I lived a whole different life, man, doing the 9 to 5, you know, design and product development thing, you know.
Yeah. No, I mean, there's so many glass floors now. It's like, it's crazy. Like, I remember there's just a handful of us, 20 years ago, there was just like a handful of us.
Yeah. Where were you when you first started?
I've always been like in the suburbs of Seattle. I've just kind of bounced all around Seattle my whole life.
What was the scene like when it was in the earliest days? Or
Let's see. I mean, when I started blowing glass, it was like there wasn't really much heady glass. Nothing really high end because nobody really bought anything that cost more than like $100 or something like that.
Okay.
We were just basically making like wrap and rake pipes and inside out pipes with fume and dots and cane. Like that was like pretty much the headiest shit out there. It was like inside out dots and fume and, you know, cane squiggles and stuff like that old school kind of like super thick inside out pipe stees. And like I remember sitting, and I actually used to work with J Red. I don't know if y'all know who he is, but if you don't, you should check him out. He's a great dude.
Okay.
And he showed me what's up a long time ago. I had been blowing glass on my own for about a year, and I really sucked. I could barely make a spoon, you know. And I met this guy. I had a book. I had like what was it? Bandu Dunham's book, Lampwork.
Temporary Lampworking.
Temporary Lampworking, yeah. I had the volume 1, Temporary Lampworking, and I was like sitting there, you know, just looking through that, trying to learn from this book, and I was just terrible at blowing glass.
Okay. Yeah.
And but I had like big aspirations, and I was good at art. I made stuff with clay, and I could make cool dragons and cool shit out of clay and stuff. So I was kind of like, yo, glass is a really cool medium. You know, if I could just learn this shit, this would be cool. And so, anyways, I met this guy. I met J Red one day up on the mountain. We were snowboarding up there, and like, I met him up there on the mountain, and then I ended up seeing later at this bar, and like a bar totally like away from the mountain, like 2 hours away from the mountain, a whole different fucking town, you know. And
oh wow, I
was like, whoa, I just, you know, met you up on the hill. And then next morning I see him, I get seated next to him at breakfast, like at this random breakfast spot. And this place is in another town, totally different. And I was like, man, like the universe is just pushing me to this guy.
Yeah.
And like, I didn't even know he blew glass. And like, I was blowing glass, but I sucked. And he was actually pretty fucking good, especially for back then. He was like just killing it. And so anyways, we get talking about glass, and it was like sitting next to him at breakfast, and he's like, oh, you blow glass too? He's like, you want to come back to my shop? I just live down the street or whatever. I'm like, all right. So I go back to his shop, and I was actually looking for a place to live. I was like, didn't have a spot at the time, or I had a spot, but I needed to get out or whatever. And so he had a room for rent, and I was like, fuck, I need to learn how to blow glass. I need a place to stay. It was just, you know what I mean? It was just some destined shit.
Wow, man.
And
yeah, great. Huh?
and then I worked with him for years. We became like best buds, and we actually were on the same snowboard team for years too. We used to ride for like Stevens Pass Snowboard Shop, and we would go up. Man, we had the life. We would go snowboarding in the day. We'd wake up early, we'd go shred, we'd get fresh powder. We'd come home, blow glass, you know, and then maybe take a break, go skateboarding at some point. You know, and like we do that like every day, like snowboard, skateboard, and blow glass, and just like smoke weed the whole time. And that was like our fucking life for years, you know. And this was back before there was all this money and all this hype and all this shit. And like, yeah, we need all that stuff to like really make this a real job, and it's cool. I'm glad it's there, but there was something more pure about it back then. There was something kind of magical about it. And it you know, it wasn't competitive, and there was no weird egos and shit. It was just all like love and just fun, and like just really, you know, just we were just living, man. We were just getting it. We were just stoked on glass and stoked on snowboarding and good times, you know.
Yeah, man.
We had a skate park in our house. Like we would literally skate through the kitchen, and had a little quarter pipe in the living room. We'd shred the quarter pipe, like. Dude, like it was just a ridiculous. It was just the house was always trashed. It was a ridiculous party house, you know. But it was awesome. Like we had a lot of fun there.
That's really cool, man. That would have been me if I'd learned to kickflip. All right, so you just added enough glass there. It's looking pretty damn round. Oh, it looks like more glass.
Yeah, more glass.
Yeah. It's all good though. This is what it is, and this is quite a couple of different ways of adding it too, man. You know, you striped it first, and then the optical clarity is really there still. It's gorgeous.
Well, the thing is, when you add glass, it's just like you got to get both surfaces like the right heat so they accept each other and don't leave that really like a pinched, a weird line in there. You know what I mean? They'll pinch weird like. Course. Some weird optical lens line that gets trapped in there, you know, and a little bit of that's almost unavoidable. It's like really fucking hard to not get any of that, but like you can get it to where it's barely noticeable if you have, you know, you have to really shine a light through it and get the right angle on it and stuff.
Sure. Yeah. We're gonna.
And if you don't do it right, it's just really obvious.
Oh yeah. I was saying, man, we have a demo that's we'll probably share here maybe in the next few weeks. Salt did this technique. He calls it refraction tech, and he makes these canes with different amounts of clear over. I think it's Calypso. I want to say it's one of these crazy molten ora colors, and then he uses makes all these different canes with the different saturations. And I don't want to spoil the whole thing, but your shit's crazy. And he uses it to make these lens lines effects over it, and when it's done, the blank looks fucking nuts, man. It's a type of patterning I've never quite seen done before, at least used that way. So,
Salt's awesome. I love that guy.
Yeah, Lucan's the fucking man. We'll try to have him with us.
I just did a show with Lucan actually, and we spent like a whole week. We spent a whole week in Florida working together. We made five dragons.
No shit. When was this?
Just recently, like
very good.
couple months ago. It was like right when this whole fucking quarantine shit started popping off.
Yeah.
It was like we basically like had our little, you know, week of work, and our show like the next week they like everything went into quarantine pretty much like right after. So
like just after Glass Vegas.
Yeah.
After Champs, I guess.
Champs, yeah.
Yeah, or whatever, yeah. But man, we had a blast working together, and like we didn't really know each other. We definitely had met a few times and hung out, you know, briefly here and there. And I always really liked him, but like we never really got to kick it a lot, and like we really got to vibe and just kick it. And like we're like brothers, you know. It was like we're so alike. It's crazy.
He's a great dude, man. I enjoy kicking it with him, man. Yeah, he's.
We made some wild pieces, and we were stoked on our body of work we made. It was so fun.
Very good.
Such a cool week, and like some of the coolest pieces, you know, that I've been involved in too. Really fun.
Hell yeah, excellent, man. Yeah, he's great. Filmed him quite a bit at East Coast Melt because I was covering the main stage, so we have a lot of. I mean, he did like 20 something different collabs during the week with different people, and I filmed most of them, and some of them Carrie filmed the homies doing the other part of the tent.
He crushes. He's a fucking really fast worker, and he just like, and he doesn't stop working. He's got a really good work ethic. So
yep,
you know,
exactly.
when we were down there, I'd never worked so hard in my life. I was just trying to keep up with him the whole time, and it was like we were working like 16-hour days and shit, like 4 or 5 days in a row, like 16 hours. It's just like and like nonstop. Like you don't even stop. You don't take a break. You just go.
Yeah, that was pretty much what it was, dude. He only took a break for the meals, and then it was back to the stage, man. So I was.
It's crazy.
Yep, just keeping up the film.
See how I'm holding that paddle right there?
Mm-hmm.
That's just keeping the heat on that. It's like sucking the heat out of that fucking punny.
Sure.
So I can get away with having a 5 mil for this marble and not have it flop around all over the fucking place, you know?
I'm with it.
Yep. And then when you go to like make this shit round, you got a lot of good heat in that marble to really get a nice rounding. And looks like I fucking
it came off. That's the game you play, though. It's like, would you rather have this happen, or would you rather have to switch to a bigger rod? Apparently, you made that choice, and it's no big deal, right?
Well, I mean, I'm trying to work on like a really light cold seal, so when I'm done, I can just tap it off without having much to clean up.
That's what I mean, man. Yeah, you sacrificed the possibility of that so that you could clean it up easier later, and as everybody can see, it's no big deal. You're back in the game here, like with 10 seconds of correction. So yeah. Anyways, it's that.
Yeah, I remember this just took me forever though, just because the whole time I wasn't quite sure what I was even doing, and then like by the time I actually got into it, I was like, oh, I need to make this bigger. Oh, it's still not big enough. Need to make it bigger, and it was just like this whole sizing thing, and it's just the whole kind of ridiculous. Just not really having a good game plan there.
Yeah, well, you were playing it by ear, and I think it's fun to see that as well.
I think that's one of the things about the Dragons is everything's pretty locked in, and the one like kind of thing that's up in the air is like, what kind of marble is this fucker gonna have? You know what I mean? Because it's like you always want it to complement the dragon.
Mm-hmm.
And so I don't always want to make it a fume marble. You know what I mean? I can make fume and blood marbles like fast and make them pretty nice, but they don't always complement all the different colors and the different schemes and stuff. And so, you try to switch it up. Plus you don't want all to be the same too. You just want everything to be kind of unique and kind of special in its own way.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Yeah, shout out to the homie Brett, man. Fucking, did he take that one? Is that right?
Yeah, for sure. I think he still owes me a little bit of money for it, actually.
Is he in chat?
Yeah, are you there, Brett? What's up?
Yeah. Well.
Yep.
We got I was just on your Instagram trying to see if you posted any of those salt pieces. I didn't find any, but I did notice.
No, we
shouted
haven't.
out 47th Architect, and he's in chat tonight.
Yeah. Oh, awesome. What's up, Corey? That's my boy. I love that guy.
Right.
He's such a good dude, man. He's good at Fortnite too. We play Fortnite together.
Nice. Hell yeah. Nothing wrong with that, man. Y'all should start a Glassy Gamers channel.
Man, I'm not like big into games, I'm like super nerdy about it because I got to do this glass thing. But
I know
I've been playing video games my whole life. It's like I can't help it. There's like some part of me that's just like won't let go.
No, video games are dope. It's one of the coolest things. I mean, what goes into those things so humans can have fun. It's fucking awesome.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of art in there. You know what I mean? It's like it's totally. Fucking and like as annoying and stupid as Fortnite is, it's like. It's fucking addictive. It's hard to stop playing it.
My daughter plays that one. I've never gotten to really
It's so hard to stop, dude.
Yeah.
They got this new Call of Duty Warzone game though. I've been playing that too. That's actually probably cooler, but
sure. I went through that with like the Quake games and all that when I was like younger.
Yeah.
I did have some friends we played one of the Call of Duty games with, but other than that, man. And then I played the Battlefield game. Like Battlefield 2, but it was like it would crash and it was so fucking buggy, man. I'll never again. I'm fucking with no dice games.
Yeah. No, yeah. Earlier we were talking about the virtual reality.
Yep.
Virtual reality glass blowing game would be sweet.
I do. I want that shit. I want it so I can have like virtual coasters, man. There's fucking there's a lot of cool things you can do.
Someone wants to know what your epic name is.
Oh yeah, it's Rompin, like ROMPIN _ Dillholes.
You guys asked.
So yeah, It's kind of embarrassing, but
Yeah.
it's what it is.
Come get served up by Rumpendillholes or whatever.
Yeah, Rumpendillholes. But like, there's a story there though. Like, I have this old friend. He moved to Cali a while ago, but we used to hang out all the time. And I was actually setting up my PlayStation account, and I was like at the point where I had to like put in my information, my name, and all that stuff. Something came up. I stepped away, and my buddy's sitting there, and he's like, "Oh," he just picks up the controller and starts fucking punching shit in. I come back from what I'm doing, and I'm romping dill holes. You know what I mean? And I'm like, "What the fuck?" You know? But I kind of learned to embrace it. I'm like, it's pretty tight. You know? It's like it's really unique. It's creative. It's different, and like, you know what the best part is though is these idiots don't know how to say it. They like, for some reason, they can't pronounce it. I don't know if the world is getting dumber because they can't read it.
I'm just gonna say yes.
It's like so many people. I know. I think it's true because so many people can't read it, and it's not that hard to read. Like romping, it's the first word that gets them. Like they don't get it. They call me Roman, or they just go like rump, and they just start like, you know, and then they give up and they're like, I don't know what to call you. And they go, I don't know how to say your name.
Yeah, Rumpeldillskins over here, or whatever.
Yeah. Fucking wrinkled foreskins.
Yeah, man. 120 viewers are not going to forget this. So.
Yeah, you guys.
That's just tonight.
Holler at me on Epic. We can play games. For sure.
Yeah, that's cool, man.
Check this out. I got a dragon I'm making right now with Karma. This is like, where it is.
Oh yeah.
His rainbow prep is like a tail of the dragon. I kind of started prepping out.
Okay.
Got a little,
That's
a joint.
Pretty.
Yeah, it's like I was trying to keep the joint. That's actually a 10 mil joint right there.
Let me
on the end of it.
Let me click over, then the homies can see. What happened? Something froze there. Man, we may have lost the homie. Oh wait,
nope,
all right.
There he is.
He's back. All right, he's having a
I'm
drink.
back.
All right, show him the thing again if you would. We're into like pixel vision, but
let's see where. Yeah, I can't. There we go. Yeah, it's not really working. But anyways, that's like a 10 mil joint on the end of there.
Oh.
And I was making that just a little bit ago, and I was trying to like keep these lines tight, keep this spiral consistent, not fuck up the lines, and still make a joint on the end of this tube. It's kind of a pain in the ass.
Yeah. Look
I was finding that like the inside wants to like ripple because of the spiral and the way the lines of the different consistencies of the colors and stuff.
Okay.
But I actually got like a really nice joint in here, and I try to keep the taper of the tube going, the taper of the tail going smooth, and then the spiral also consistent, and put a joint on the end of it. It's fucking pain in the ass.
Now, see, this is why dragons are taking longer. It's because you're continuing to challenge yourself, which is a good thing.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, or just this crazy prep in that case. That prep looked fucking nuts. Uh-oh, did we lose the homie?
Oh, no. It kind of looks like we did.
I think we did.
Maybe he'll figure it out and pop back in.
Pop back in, yeah. Where's my phone? Check that shit. Just
see if you can nudge him.
But yeah, he added more and more material because that claw was a little big, so he needed to keep adding material. All right, got him up on my phone in case he's gonna jump back in.
That's right. And his buddy went home, so he doesn't have his handler there.
Let's just send him a message. Press F5.
Okay, all right. F5.
Well, shoot, I hope we can make it back in.
Yeah, lots of Scoz love in chat, though. Like everybody's
man.
like, tell Scoz thanks so much for being here. And
yeah, man, I had such a blast kicking it with his cat and then seeing him again. And yeah, every time it's just great. And so I hope he can rejoin us. But if not, I'm glad he was here for like that first hour. And I'm glad that he addressed what's about to happen next, you know, in that it's a heat game of getting the right amount of heat into those claws that they'll move and shape to the fucking marble without tagging or anything or fucking up the marble. So he had mentioned that if you joined us in the middle or whatever, he actually was kind of talked about exactly what's going to happen here next. So
yeah, it sounds like it dived again.
These things
Does it
happen.
sound like he's just heating it up enough to get it to slump and fall around the marble, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, I've not heard from the homie yet. Maybe an internet connection issue out there. I don't know. In any event, man, it was so great to have him with us for the bulk of this or whatever.
Indeed.
Yeah, but for real, what's about to happen is he's gonna get that claw, and again, just watch the exact heating and the timing that he puts the heat into it, and the way he shapes it out. It's really, really cool. And man, good lord, the homie's work is just so good.
Mm-hmm. Chat's still on about the epic.
The name.
Yeah. Everybody's hooking up.
That was great. Good. You guys can go play some. Get served up by Scoz in Fortnite.
There you go. Yeah, somebody was saying he got kicked out because there were too many epic requests.
Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, man. I can't thank Scott enough for joining us, man. He's yeah, I'm just glad I got a chance to kick it with my boy for an hour or whatever. That was tight.
Yeah,
I really do appreciate it. It's one of those things where it's like, well, this is my friend, but this is also a glass god who took the time to join us and shit. So let's, be grateful.
Yeah, it's super great when any of these artists can take some time out of their day and join us. Oh, he's back.
Well, my boy's
yes.
back.
He made it.
All right, very good. Just in time. Oh, shit.
He got his techie on the phone. Nice. Awesome.
All right, peace out.
I love it.
That's awesome. Yeah, I was telling Mike we were worried.
Yeah, Jack's computer died. I was on his laptop and it died.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
I don't know how to work any of this shit. I'm like so computer illiterate. So I have to. Hey, I can't hear you guys either. I don't know if there's something I gotta do.
I don't know.
Oh, duh. Sorry. Sorry, I'm stoned.
Don't tell anybody.
So dumb.
All right.
Oh, there. Okay, I can hear you again. What do you know?
So yeah, we're.
I can't hear you.
So glad you could make it back. That's awesome.
Yeah, man. My dog's back. All right. So yeah, you're rounding out this marble. Yeah. I mean, I was just expressing my appreciation for you being here, brother. It's great to just hang out, and I do appreciate you taking this time out of your life to share this with us and give us, so much cool detail you've added. Really do appreciate you, man.
Oh, I appreciate you guys.
No
yeah,
worries,
man, I'm blessed, man. What a great life.
Yeah, I think so too, man. This is a good thing that we're all a part of, and yeah, it's great to be here to share it together. Fuck yeah. All right, so here's where you were talking about putting this specific heat into those claws.
Yeah, I don't put heat on the front and the inside either. See, if you notice, I just heat the backside of them all.
Okay,
it's
so
all,
just
it's see right there. I'm putting a little extra to the thumb, just because I probably looked at it and saw that thumb needed a little extra moving.
Okay, gotcha. So from the backside, and then if one of them is a little further out, give it a little extra juice.
And see, I'll hold it upside down, so they actually start to kind of drip inwards. You see what I'm saying? And then this marble, the marble will come in and push back into that, So they're kind of falling into it. They're falling around the shape of that marble, kind of. And then me pushing up with that marble kind of snugs it up in there, and it might push a little bit of like a indent into like the palm of his hand. You know what I'm saying? Uh-huh. So it flows from the palm through the claws, makes a nice kind of curves all around it all perfectly there.
Yeah, man, that's great. Had you
don't want them rattling around.
Yeah, had you not been here, I'd have just been like, yo, look how dank that heat is. This is the dankest heat. Am I right? Can I get a hashtag dank heat in this shit?
When you first started doing this technique, were you using some sort of release? Because, I mean, like, how did you work your way up to this point right here?
I think what happened was actually somebody, because back in the day, we didn't have special carb caps. People just like put a marble or anything. You remember you would just cover your banger with a marble or something?
Yeah.
When dabs were first a thing.
Yeah.
And so basically I would I had somebody who was like, yo, can you make my marble removable so I could use it like a carb cap? You know what I'm saying? And I was like, yeah, I think I can maybe do that. And then I played with it a little bit and I wasn't sure how to do it. You know what I mean? But I just started messing around and I kind of like figured out this technique. I think when I first did it, you know, I might have had some marbles get stuck and just kind of went through the trial and error of figuring this shit out. Another little trick was like a little trick you can do. I don't find that I really have to do it that much, but sometimes I'll carbon up the marble, get it all carboned up.
Help
that way it doesn't
stick.
Yeah, exactly.
Very good, very good. Looks like a little adjustment here with the tweezers.
So is this marble going to be removable, or the claws?
This is removable.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why I'm trying to get those claws and everything to fit really nice there.
Yeah, it's like it's removable but secure. This is really, really cool to get to see.
Yeah, it doesn't rattle or anything. It just like snugs right in there. Kind of like a sword in its holster or something like that.
So you can ride your horse and your marble's not going to fall out of your dragon.
Yeah, I mean, you can pick these guys up and like swing them around and they hold that marble, you know what I mean?
Nice.
You just wouldn't want to hold it like directly upside down.
Yeah, this piece is epic, man. They're like I said, there'll be a whole nother show eventually with the assembly of this dragon and everything, which is just incredible, man.
Yeah, this is kind of tedious sometimes. Some of this stuff is kind of tedious because I just do a lot of tinkering. Like everything I make, I'm really kind of perfectionist about and kind of just picky. And I do a lot of weird stuff that's kind of just takes a lot of, fucking with. So some of this stuff is a little tedious.
Yeah, I mean, people need to see what it takes, Like,
yeah.
We all can't be Salt. No, I'm just playing, but Salt's so fast, dude.
I know.
He's got a very high hit rate, you know what I mean, when it comes to...
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, he's definitely fast. It's just the way he works and, like, his style and, like, he's able to flow. And, we both sculpt, but it's very different, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
His style, and he's just a badass, too. Like, I can't...
Totally, man, yeah. I'm just playing, dude. You're fucking incredible.
No, I know. No, I know you're playing, but I'm just saying, like, you're right. Salt's fucking awesome.
Yeah. Yo, homies, these companies you're seeing for just a minute, man, they help me get to all these shows and really take the time to share this stuff properly and to do something that I really think our industry and our trade and craft deserves, which is this type of coverage, a high quality coverage, that really documents things as we go as well, So, man, I am so appreciative of everyone who is here joining us in the crowd, and Scott, you, man, and Jack for helping you get set up, and Carrie and all that. But, yo, these companies, they also play this incredibly important role in this circle of love that makes it possible for all this, for us. They really do help me get over that financial wall of getting to all these events and taking the time to do this right. So I really do appreciate these companies. They're all really great. Guys, I wanted to, like I was mentioning, we're going to do this Giving Tuesday thing. This is like a giving holiday if you weren't with us in the beginning. Normally, like this time of year and a few other times during the year, we do the Feeding America donations. This time, I've talked to some of the homies who are involved, and we're all on the same page. I want to give that money to Corning this time. I shared a video. I'm not going to share it again, but man, they're explaining that because like half of their money comes from like people coming to the museum, the gift shop, classes, all that type of stuff. None of that shit is happening, and they don't want to have to let staff go, and which will cause problems. We want to help them hit the ground running. So they asked that if anybody is in the position to donate, to do so. So we're going to drop that Hunger Fund donation on the Corning homies. So let me pull this page up. We, like I said, I shared the video earlier that they all made with all these employees. Some of our homies in there, man. a lot of these people I know and have been really kind to us, and some of them have joined us on the show. Eric Goldschmidt, and you guys saw, Susie, the curator there, her talk from the gas conference. Like, all these people have been so nice to us for me to share what they've done and having us out for the use thing. So I want to go ahead and do that donation. I'm just going to give 100 to each thing here. We'll fill up a cart. Am I still logged in? I'm still logged in. We're just going to knock this out. And, normally we give to Feeding America. But in this case, we really thought it was important to help them out at this time. So, wait, what is going on? Okay. So that COVID warning. Am I up? No, one. What's going on?
Well, you're figuring that out. Scott, this question's been asked like 5 times in chat, and I can't imagine you know the answer to this. But how many dragons do you think you've done in your career?
Damn. I used to keep track for sure, but I definitely lost track at a certain point.
I was gonna say, he said he just did 5 in a week with salt, so like that's
well, we prepped for those for like maybe a month before we even went down there.
Okay, all right.
So we both worked our asses off for like a month, and then we met down there with everything we had made, and then turned that all into like 5 dragons in the course of like 4 or 5 days down there. So they were all like a ton of work. It was crazy. But for that question, I mean, I could guess. I would probably say somewhere around 300.
Okay. Have you documented all of them?
No, but most of them.
Okay. And you were doing dragons and ceramics, you said before that, right?
Yeah, I used to make lots of stuff out of clay when I was a kid. So lots of random sculptures and definitely some dragons, but all kinds of weird characters and stuff too. Kind of just like my own little like line of weird creatures. And I would make voices for them and names for them. And I love just, weird shit. So any way to express, some creativity and have some fun.
That's fun. Now I want to see some videos on your Instagram of you with your dragons and making voices for them.
I really should, in full circle, like a cartoon or something.
No, this thing's got my old address. You guys go ahead, carry on. I'm gonna just keep filling this out. And
all right, cool. And then you said you had Og and Iggy when you were a kid.
Yeah.
Do you think they had an impact on your dragon making, or?
Yeah, well, even before them, I had they're called like anoles, I think. They're like the little lizards. You can buy them at like the basic pet stores and stuff, like PetSmart or whatever. And so I had lizards like my whole life, basically. I was just really like drawn to lizards. And even as a kid, I remember being like into fantasy stuff and always like super into like the dragons, like Dungeons and Dragons. And I have this old shirt. It's like a Dungeons and Dragons convention, like 1984 or some shit. It's like
wow.
It's like 4 years old. You know what I mean? It's like so. It's it's just been something that I've been into my whole life, I guess. But I guess the iguanas just kind of tied part in, right in with that whole just being into reptiles, and maybe I'm a reptilian. Maybe I'm a reptilian overlord.
Oh, your reptilian overlord has come.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't want to be.
So, homies, the deed is done. Went ahead and dropped that my order here. $300. It's in the fucking can. And, like I said, that's normally we do the Hunger Fund because it's, defeating America. But this time, like I said, man, I played the video in the beginning. If you haven't seen it, you go to Corning's YouTube, and man, they need this. So if they're gonna take the time to have like every damn employee make a video like this, then we'll step up and help.
Yeah, I thought it was kind of touching when they at the end of their little commercial when it showed the big picture of all the different employees there.
Yeah,
that kind of hit you in the heart. They're like, "Whoa, that's a lot of people that need help."
Totally, man.
It's
but those are just
the whole town of Corning, New York.
That's just the surface of the people. Yeah, there's all kinds of people that I would rather not see them have to lay off and then rehire when things open up. I don't know, man. I know $300 ain't gonna change the world for them, but if other people are pitching in as well, I hope that this adds up to something, and I think Feeding America can move on without us this time.
Just like conserving energy and recycling, every little bit counts.
Yeah, I mean, we're over 100,000 meals on the Hunger Fund as well, you guys. I really appreciate everybody who, you know, scoops these packs and shit. So, anyways, I had mentioned the homies in the chat, like, throw some numbers in, because we'll give away some fun stuff, and then we're going to play some games. But, man, last time we had some trouble with the giveaway. Yo, in the future, this week I put numbers in. But yo, in the future, guys, we're gonna have like a post on the Torch Talk Instagram, and if you guys haven't, it's like we've never really used it before, so if you could give that a follow there, that would be super tight. It's just like pure stuff that's on the channel, stuff you might not know was there, or stuff that's coming up, and also we got the Glass Central Station one too. That's more humorous stuff. The emoji we really needed, the reaction, you know what I mean? So yeah, we're having more fun over there, but then Torch Talk is where it's really just going to be posts about what's on the show, content coming up or newly released stuff. So, you know, it kind of depends where you like to get your notifications, but if you want to see what's up, please give us a follow there, and there'll be a post in the future with show giveaways. And I know you guys just threw your numbers in without even knowing what the fuck is up, because you know how I roll.
Numbers, yes, numbers.
But yo, dogs, I got a special one tonight. A real special one tonight. Because I know y'all need this. I got a sticker pack with the fucking ISO. With the fucking... What's up now? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, get your numbers in, dogs. That's what I'm saying. Yo, the fucking... Yeah, man. Okay, so I first found these bottles at one grocery store, and I scooped a few of them, and then I found at Target the big bottles. So your boy's big bottled up. It's time for me to give away the little bottles. So go ahead and fill those numbers in. And then to make this a fully, I call it my fresh and clean giveaway, because I also got a sticker pack with the hand sanitizer gel. So, yeah, so somebody's getting a sticker pack with the fucking bottle of ISO and the fucking, the hand sanitizer. Maybe I'll throw in some Millie or some shit, too, because it's the grand prize. But put, you know, if everybody, like I said, I popped in the chat and I asked them to put numbers in, so we should be ready to pick a winner or three or whatever. And then we'll play some games, man. If y'all aren't familiar, these games require a second screen as a controller. So a second tab on your computer. Or if you're watching on a phone or something, you might need another phone or a tablet. I don't know. If you're watching on like a TV, like a Fire Stick, you know, use your phone as the controller. You'll go to jackbox.tv and you'll put in a code for each game, and then your phone and all that shit becomes the controller. So yeah, and then, yo, I mentioned I wanted to just big ball out for a second. I mentioned that that pendant I got recently. I'm pretty stoked on this. I wanted to show the homies. I mentioned it during the show last week, but then I never got a chance to show it to them. The homie had a like COVID sale. I had to have it, man. And it's like a collab with Cameron Burns. Yo, check this shit out. But bam!
Hi.
Yeah, is that shit cool or what? Yo, and here, I'll show it to you guys, actually.
That's sick. I've seen the pipes he makes like that, but I actually like the pendant. I like the pendant better.
So,
it's adorable.
I'll show it to you guys. Here, check it out. This
cool.
is it in the box. It's like
man, it's sick.
It's so incredibly tiny, yo.
It's sick.
Here's where I drop it on the air, and everybody's like, oh, no. Look at this fucking thing. It's so fucking... It's like the thing... It's hard to focus on, but... When you see it... Whoa. Oh, yeah. It's so sick. I fucking love it. Look at the little fucking bale. Yeah, there's a little bale.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I love this piece. This is why I was asking the homies on the show for recommendations about the chains and shit. And, yeah, so there it is, man. I've always been a huge fan of Cameron Burns. And Dan, man, we filmed him at multiple champs competitions and stuff now. He's always been really kind about it. I just wanted to throw the homie some support. And, you know, we had like a COVID sale or whatever. So anyways, I wanted to mention that because it's baller as fucking hell, man. Shit. Anyways, all right. Let's everybody's got their numbers in. Let's pick a winner for that sick ass pack, and then for just for like some sticker packs, because I do got a bunch of sticker packs. Pop this up. I said 1 through 200. So let's pick some winners here. And Yeah, and like I said, in the future, we're going to do this through like an Instagram post because I want to do like giveaways throughout the game, but it turns out the chat is only, it's only showing us so much. And once the game goes on too long and stuff, then the numbers are going away, and that caused an issue last time. So anyways, let's go ahead and pick a winner for that, for the ISO pack. Clickety clack. 116. Is there a 116? No. 4. Damn, there's a bunch of 4s, but it's like not an actual 4.
Ooh, I didn't open chat in the pop-up window this week.
Uh-oh. That's all good. I got this.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to help.
But I see like everything but the actual number 4, so we're just gonna keep going. 92. My dog's at. Whoops. There's no 92, so it went to 1. Oh shit! Did anybody actually pick 1? I don't see it. Man, a lot of arguing over numbers in there. Good lord. I had that. No, I had that.
Well, they
want
to make sure that nobody else is.
I see one. Kavisha Constable. That Hanun's homegirl, what?
Yeah.
Yeah, hell yeah, you won that shit. Unless there's somebody else who picked number 1 first. And then Hanun's gonna have to like fight him over it and shit. It's gonna be bad.
I know, I was gonna say, how's the ISO supply in Jamaica, right?
I gotta mail this thing to Jamaica. This is a disaster.
Mail it to Hanun and he can divvy it up there. How's that?
Never gonna financially recover from this. Okay, well. Oh god. All right. Well, whatever. It's all good. Let's pick a number for some sticker packs, and we'll sort that out. Maybe I just send that to Hanun. No, a 92. It already did a 92, man. Random needs to get more random. Come on. All right, 192. Nope. 114. And homies who were waiting on sticker packs, I finally like got my stamps recently. So yeah, I haven't really had a chance to actually do that. All right, we got a Kyle Geese. Homie, hit me up, mikemason@gmail.com. I need your address like tonight. So get me that, and then let's get somebody else, and then we'll do some sticker packs in the games or whatever. But I wanted to take care of the homies who tuned in. I really appreciate y'all turning this thing into a party, asking cool questions, and giving us stuff to talk about. This is great. I can't wait till we can all like do this in person. Never been like a priority before, but now it makes me want to take the time in the future. Like if there's gonna be a big event, for example, at the Beat Expo, I feel like we need to have our own like official little meetup. So homies who come out to take classes and such, you know, and that sort of thing, man. We have our own little posse, play some games together in person. Just what we're about to do now, you know. Watch some dank glass and then play some fucking games together, have some drinks together.
Yep.
Make love, raise our kids. Alright, what's up? It's giving me a 36, but where is it? Oh, it's in 360 video. Never mind. 19. Nope. And if there's any suggestions about what game to play, let us know. I feel like Scott wants to see this fucking rap game.
I love the rap game. That's a fun one to watch.
Carrie loves the rap game. We might have just played the rap game first. Because it's 187 on the undercover cop. All right, Todd Cochavelli, that's my boy. Hit me up for a sticker pack, mikemason@gmail.com. All right, let's get some games going. Let's see. I forget which one has what. I'm just gonna pop the party pack 5. Oh no, not on this screen, please.
I just put the link in chat for where you need to go to get your controller, right? So you're gonna watch us on the stream. If you're on a computer, you want 2 windows open. Unless you have a phone handy, you can use your phone as the controller as well. Just get over to jackbox.tv, and once Mike gets this game set up, we'll have a room code. It'll be a 4-digit room code. And then we'll get started. Verse City.
Here we go, man. Verse City, it's on.
Scoz, do you rap?
I kind of can rap a little bit.
All right. Maybe you should pop in there.
I don't have access to another screen right now.
Oh, you could open another window in that screen.
Where's Jack when you need him?
I know, right? No, he's cut out of here. So when the computer died, I had to call him because he had left.
All right,
is the computer plugged in?
Yeah, it is.
So you could just open another tab, even.
I'm good.
Oh, okay. All right. I see. Okay.
These are hypothetical raps.
So I'm so bad with computers. I just don't even want to try to fuck it in.
Yeah. All right, we got a few more competitors here.
Oh wow, filled up real quick. All right, and anybody that's left over, you can still get in there and be the audience.
You can join the audience and vote. That's right.
And make sure that we.
All right, here we go. Let's do this.
3, 2, 1.
Are you in this, Mike? Is that you up there?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yo, check it out. I love all my MCs, but y'all gotta back up. I'm not about to be a statistic down here. Okay, it's your turn, Rach. I gotta figure out what's going on with all these robots.
All right, Shadow. Okay. Here's how you do it. We'll ask you for a word or a phrase. We'll use it to complete line 1 of your rap. You then write a line that rhymes with it. We do that
like
about
rap
2
Mad
times,
Libs,
and
y'all.
you have your 4-line verse. We hear him back, and we vote on that winner, which honestly.
So wait, you just fill out the Mad Libs? You don't actually rap?
Well, you fill out suggestions for just the one word of it, and then you have to do the rest of the rap.
Grab your mics and let's get this thing going.
But is it actually your voice rapping, or is it just like?
It has a computer voice rapping.
Get them lyrics
Oh
together.
yeah, see,
Write a word
it'd
or
be
a
tighter if
phrase,
you actually
then
had
an
to like
entire line
rap.
that rhymes
It
with
would
the
be
one that
tighter,
we give
yes,
back
but
to you.
I know there's an
Also,
option for that in the
not good on
past,
this
but
show.
Hit that
I
suggestion
couldn't
button
figure it
if
out.
you
I feel you. For this show, I guess it doesn't work. Not everybody's mic'd up. Yep.
Yeah, I'll show you what it's like. For example, it's asking for a verb, so I'm gonna put blow. See, now I gotta write a rhyme to rhyme with. When I start rhyming, they all get up to blow.
Insert joke.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and when your mom comes down, they all call her a hoe or something. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Anyways, you get that. So that's how it works.
So for the audience right now, we've got these buttons where we can push on them to destroy the city. So you can see all those little white circles everywhere, and the green is coming up. So these are options. And you just push on the buttons to destroy buildings or call the train, get the latest news from the ticker. And you and I, Scott, we can't hear the volume in the Hangout. And if you pulled the volume up on YouTube, you'd hear it, but it'd be like, I think it's like 10 to 20 seconds after what we see. Yeah. But as long as you've got your earphones in, you know, you could certainly do that, and then you can actually hear it.
Move those
albeit
thumbs
delayed.
faster. Time is halfway up.
Yeah, and everybody make sure you're watching your controllers, because there is a slight delay, so your controllers are going to be your timer, your true timer. They're going to tell you when to vote for people.
You know you can use rhyme for me to have us fill in your line. You better get them fingers moving.
All right, there we go. I got some pretty vicious verses in there.
Here's the draw. Check out who's going up against who. Check it out. This is the first battle of the night. Let's do this. All right, you got to hit those voting buttons. Let us know
everybody
if it's
else gets to vote. Audience, you can still jump in and vote.
Scott House. I got my bubble. Burst me out the flame and you look in a trouble. Stealing this battle like I'm robbing a ball. Trip on my beats and you liable to fall.
Okay. Okay.
Major hot fire coming from that robot. We love you. Please don't kill us.
Ooh, you gotta respond to that.
Aight. What you got, Richard?
If my rhymes were food, they'd be beef. If you mess with me, you will be found on a reef.
Ooh, shit.
My rhymes melt on the tongue like tacos. Just don't mess with basic hoes.
Okay. Good advice.
Scroll around us. Yes, superstar rapper.
Okay, y'all. Now the battle
I love
is
this
over.
game too.
You gotta use your devices to vote.
It's a little slower than some of the other games, but it's like funnier overall. There's one where you get to be like a stand-up comedian and shit, dude. That one's crazy.
Did you forget
Joke
to
boat. Damn. Big win for fucking my boy Richard Hazer.
Who won? CBD?
Yup, CBD Glass, Richard Hazer, man.
Now it's time for the next matchup.
Spitting
Where
rhymes
my
like a
two
taser.
battlers at?
Otherwise I bright like a gun.
Round 2.
When I blow glass I have no fun. When I'm at the mic, no telling what I'll bring. I can't rap and I can't sing.
I have no fun.
I was gonna say, I'm just picturing you like this motherfucker spitting.
Did you hear what they just said? You gonna let them get away with that?
My rhymes are tasty as a sandwich with water. Slaughter.
What?
Ooh, okay.
Right now I'm a seed, but I'll soon be a sunflower. It'll never see the day to be in clam chowder.
Alright, I see you, Swag.
Come at you with the clam
Check it
chowder
out.
disc.
Now
Yeah,
it's time to use your devices to
in
vote
Massachusetts,
on who
man,
brought
like
it
you pretty much get shot over that. Cause they got like a lot of clams and shit.
All right, Mike, I'm gonna cut.
All right, brother. Thanks for joining us,
yeah.
homie.
Thanks for joining us, Scott.
Much
Everybody
love,
really
dude.
enjoyed having you here.
Oh, of course.
Thanks
it was
so
fun.
much.
Yeah, thanks
Yeah.
everybody for coming. It was fun.
Yeah, man. Really do
All right.
appreciate you, brother.
Have a great evening.
Nope.
You
Peace,
too.
homie.
All right, later, y'all. Peace.
Congratulations, Shorty. That was pretty decent. Good job. Now it's time for the next couple of MCs to get down.
Hi.
When I want a date, I just
Oh,
jump
shit.
on Facebook. Rapping is hard, so I asked for help.
Aw.
Everywhere I go, fans shower me with oranges. Through the power of imagination, this rhymes.
Okay, Josh.
All right, thank you. Now we gotta move on.
Damn,
You gotta
13
get
in the
back to
audience
that
now. This shit blew up.
My rhymes are a fist, my verses are jabs. And just like a boxer, I'm down for the count. I'm a great rapper, but you should hear me sing. This verse was fire, so I put it out safely.
Okay.
Okay,
Pretty
word.
abstract.
Cool. That's dope. Now let's
Tyler,
keep it
the
moving.
creator.
Ding, ding, the bell has rang. Vote to see who was the dopest MC.
Carrie, did you write those winners down from before?
No.
Damn.
I was relying on them to email you.
Let's
Okay.
get those votes in.
Cause I already forgot what happened. All right. We're about to get real.
You know what you're doing. You know how you're doing, and it's done. You won.
Where my MC's at, come on and get down. Let's get it started.
Uh-oh, watch out.
With the golden knee,
Like against the crazy guy.
who always has to pee.
Okay.
I'm the greatest as you can all dance. Like you have ants in your pants.
Right.
Okay, all right, that's cool. Now you know it's your turn, right?
I may have gone a little too hard.
When I start rhyming, they all get up to blow. And when your mom gets up, they all say and what, ho and what. I'm the ultimate rule, what I say becomes custody. And when you on the porch, the skills look rusty.
Oh my.
Nice. First time out, straight slaying.
Well, I don't
You
know
can keep that up.
if that really
Battle
compares
is
to
over.
ants in your
It's
pants.
time for you to pick up your devices and vote.
Even the AI knew that was slaying. You're like, damn, Mike, that was a little too much.
You got to get them votes in.
But if you've seen this show before, you know we don't play on this rap game.
Good job, good job. Congratulations. Hey, watch your feet, dude. That's the biggest toe I ever seen in my life.
Oh.
Good job, y'all. Good job. Now let's check out the numbers. Let's see who's winning this right now.
Oh, Richard in the lead, huh?
Right.
Time to tell us why you think you all that. Follow those instructions on your device.
All right, here we go.
You got about a minute left. Think and type.
Orange. Rhymes with everything.
You know you can use right for me to have us fill in your line, right? Come on now.
Oh, we called the train.
These are the round 2 matchups based on how you did in round 1. Money is better in this round. All right, first battle. Let's get it in.
Going down, Richard. Step to the MC.
You're gonna feel me right in the when I blow glass, I cut my finger. When I smoke weed, that shit lingers. I hear you like to spar but don't know exactly how to think it, so I just put down random words and hit submit.
All right, thanks. Appreciate you. Where the next bot at? Grab the mic and get busy.
This is no Valentine, this is a mellow. This rap be my way of saying hello. I'm in the dictionary next to the word fettuccine. For fuck because I cuss like a mean.
Aight.
Oh, Rose, you go.
Yeah.
Okay, now it's over. Who's the dopest rapper? Who's the wackest cat?
Oh, I gotta grab a drink. Be right back.
Voting time, right now. Everybody voted, and we got our winner. Congratulations, yo. Next match, next battle.
Aight.
Lighting you up like it's 420.
420.
All I need is more money. You feeling shy? Let me break the rule. All you need is a little bit to set me free.
I like that.
Oh, good one.
That was okay. Wasn't the best I heard, but it wasn't the worst either.
Damn.
All right, it's your turn.
When cooking at times I have some apples. Then I get thirsty, reach for the stuff. I drive a Bentley, you drive a NASCAR. Doing laps around you in the fast car, and I got no bars.
Wow, that's pretty good there.
All right.
Tough
I see what
one
you're
there.
working with. Right now is the time to vote, so start clicking that button. Time to vote.
Okay.
Here's your winner. Congratulations, Shorty. Good job.
Pinch.
Next two robot battlers. Let's get it in.
Me and my crew, we call ourselves the Platypus. We will fight against you, Octopus. Class is in session, my comrade. If you're not going to try, then I won't either.
Sounds like someone ran out.
Yo, time's a wasting. Let's keep it moving. It's time for you to answer that one. Gotta come strong, too.
Let's bring it with you.
I'm the main course, you're a bruised apple. Glug 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 went Goldie the goldfish. Throw in the towel, you've seen your last rodeo. I like this line, but I don't love it.
Thank y'all. Let's keep moving. The battle is now officially over. Use your devices and figure out who it is that was the dopest MC. Let's get those votes in expeditiously.
Oh, wiki back.
All right, y'all, here's your winner. I need my next two couple of MCs to step up.
I bet the kids in school used to call you Smalls. You're so clueless, you killing me.
Oh my.
You got no place to run, no place to catch. Go back to the sandlot you snatch.
Cold-blooded.
Cold-blooded. Come on now, pick up the
Indeed.
pieces.
I don't even remember what I wrote, so this is going to be a surprise.
I'm gonna roast you like a lamb chop. And if you step, you'll get cut like a barbershop. Just one question, what's up with your will? About to die on my like COVID in a nursing home.
Damn.
You don't need to be thanked because you crushed it, but thank you.
Time to pick somebody to vote for. Let's get those votes in.
Just remember you heard the rap reference to COVID rate killing everybody in a nursing home here first. 'Cause I'm telling you, that's going to happen. In a real rap. Ooh. Thank you, dogs. Thank you.
Okay, here's your winner. Congrats. Now that was a hot battle. Let's check out those scores.
Mike's the VCR player.
I'm rich.
Same drill as before. You gotta dig deep into your brain and pull them lyrics out.
All right, here we go. Go down, Joe B.
Oh, you're taking the city down.
Got half of your writing done? Cause you should.
Now, if you can't think of anything at all, you can use that Write For Me button.
Type faster. Time's almost up.
Damn. Ooh, brutal. I'm sorry. I backed myself into a corner
This is
with
the final
word.
round. Here's the card.
Ooh, lots of money on the line.
Are you ready? Then let's hear what you got. Rip them apart.
I need you like a fish needs a muffin. You come out of the trench and I'll see you puff. You're riding my coattails like I'm a bus.
Rose
Get out
is
to my
baking
lane
muffins.
before I make a fuss.
That's how you do it. Give it up for that major
Like she's been on the mic before.
Come on now, you gotta answer that. Where your strength at in your words?
I heard what you said about me. You are sinister, but the truth is your daddy was a minister. You want my autograph? Cause you look curious. When I tattoo it on your face, your mama gonna be furious.
That was okay. Now let's keep it moving. All right, now you gotta use your
Damn, I'm
devices
torn.
to
That
find
was
out
both
who
pretty
gonna
fire.
make it and who gonna get slayed.
I had to do the thing where I close my eyes and move the mouse back and forth until I just pick one. And then
Let's
it's
get
a
those
surprise
votes
to me,
in.
too. They're both really good. But Richards was pretty brutal.
Giving face tattoos and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Might have been a little too harsh for a game like this. You know how hard it is to tattoo a robot?
Congratulations.
I need my next two MCs to step up here. You ready to go?
You're not so hot. You're a regular cow. Farmers want to run you over with their plow. I'm not afraid of you. You remind me of a puppy. You can't swim, drown little guppy.
Damn, that was harsh.
Amazing work. Please don't curse.
It's time for you to come back. Show them your strength.
I'm gonna score you tuition's 1 billion peso. I never met anyone who eats mayo. I'm fresh and hungry as oldest dinosaurs. One thing's for sure, I wrote this line.
That was kind of cool. I know you could do better than that, though. Check it. Tell me who was the whack cat, and then tell me who was the hotline.
I gotta go BK here. British Knights.
Voting time, right now.
Damn, wow, that's a lot of money.
Okay, good job, good job. We got your winner. Hey, man, come on, watch where you step.
Rubbing his controllers.
Yeah, they
All right, where my next two MCs at?
I knew you were coming because I smelled head stash. Pipe in one hand, lighter in the other. Listen now, and shut your door. What are the odds this stock ends or rhymes?
All right, thanks. Now we gotta move on.
Started out okay,
Time
had
for you to
promise.
answer. You gotta come strong.
Yeah, he did say in chat he didn't get a chance to finish.
You talking to me? Or to my butt cheek? I finally got this figured out only took me a week. Come on now, run back to your studio. Cause I'm going to blow this down like you already know.
Josh coming for it now.
All right, now it's time for you to use your devices and vote.
Nope, I retire as the champion forever. We'll never play this game again. I said, God damn it. I just figured it out.
Hit the voting button. Pick somebody.
Damn, brutal victory. Josh.
We have gotten our winner. Congratulations.
This is
19
the final
in the
and
audience
the
voting too,
finale.
man.
Who's going to be still standing?
Quite the pool of voters.
Well, so bad they had to call a surgeon. As my granddad said, let me die in peace. Are you finished yet? I gotta go scrub. Mum says I just need confidence to be a winner.
Let me die in peace already.
Robot, we are not scared at all. All right, you're up. Get ready.
Your flow is jammed, better give it a blow. Raps shitty like code back guano. You run your mouth, I choose my words warmly. The girl came to see me cause you do it poorly.
Oh, really?
All right, peace and love. Let's
But you
move
turned
on.
her away.
All right, y'all, it's voting
Yeah, of
time.
course.
Let's make it happen. Time to vote.
Alright, thank you, dogs. Thank you.
Congratulations, we got our winner. Give it up to the MCs. Now we gotta see who won. Congratulations, here's your winner. And somebody
I'm a
get
rapper,
this big
dogs.
son of a biscuit out my way so I can keep it moving.
Can't stop, won't
Congratulations
stop.
to the winner.
Oh.
Y'all gotta get y'all big selves up out of here. Beat it. Shadow Master is out of here, y'all.
Okay, alright. Let's play something else, dogs. Yo, whoever was in second place, get at me for a sticker pack, MikeMason@gmail.com. Exit, please. Let me go. Okay, what's time to play Zeeple Dome? This thing, I don't think this really is any fun for people if you're not like. It's not gonna be a good one for us. Here's one. Huh. I don't know about this one.
I think we should do the bracketeering.
Bracketeering?
Yeah.
Alright. If we must.
Either that one or what was that one? Lying about yourself, getting to know you. That one was a good one.
What was that? Fibbage?
Yeah, fibbage, getting to know you. That's what it was.
Okay. This one only lets you have 3 letters, so you know. You gotta pick something that's cool with just 3 letters.
You figured it out. You remembered.
Yeah, I remembered.
Right, 16 players can pop in here now, so.
Yeah. Let's fill this bracket. All right. Seeing a lot of
hang
players.
on.
This is good.
Yeah.
Keep the party going. I think we can fill a few more slots.
So too.
Damn. Oh, I was waiting for somebody to pick
420.
420. Yeah, man, that's the other cool one. Also, there could be like
CBD.
069. You know the cool one. All right, I'm gonna give it just a few more seconds here, and then we'll get going. 'Cause we can't wait all night. Make sure your stream is like really set to live, because even if you're like a minute behind, you're gonna like not be able to.
So especially if you're a minute behind.
Yeah. All right, here we go. Let's do this. Clickety clack.
2, 1.
You can join the audience and vote and stuff.
We've got big fun waiting to be unleashed. We'll be posing some of life's most important questions. Your answers will be paired off in a no-holds-barred tournament. And your votes will determine which answers advance in the bracket. As we whittle down to our championship winner, this is bracketeering. I'm sending the topic of our first bracket to your devices now. The creepiest thing to feel when you stick your hand down a hole. I feel like people are talking about this at every party I go to. Type in the best answer you can think of and hit send. If your answer wins the entire bracket, you'll be rolling in cash. By the way, you can join the audience and play along by going to jackbox.tv and entering the room code. Time's running out.
We got some audience members.
Your answers are being paired off into one-on-one matchups. That means it's time to sidle up to the prediction table. On your device, you'll see one of the upcoming matchups for this bracket. If you can predict the answer that will get the most votes, you could win some sizable bonus bucks. Oh, and don't forget, if you think the odds are stacked against your own answer, you can still get some cash by predicting the correct winner. Time's running out. That's time at the prediction table. It's time to dive into our first bracket. Oh, it's a doozy. Use your device to vote on which you think deserves to win. But don't forget, if you change your mind, you can change your vote.
I don't know, but I mean, it doesn't sound like good.
This one's looking over.
It's very descriptive.
That win was so big you could hear it the next state over. And that answer pays out 20 prediction winners. Next up. I can't believe I'm seeing this. The struggle is real. It's a nail biter. That went back and forth more than Luke and Lorelei. Why don't we see what's going on the other side of the bracket? There is no love lost between these two.
How did you know it's PP though?
And how did it get down there?
She does sound
a real tug of war. Who'll come out on
PP
top?
is also PP.
That had more ups and downs than a roller coaster. It's time to round out the bracket with this vicious matchup.
The hell is Slim?
I'm gonna say it's going to have an E on the end.
It's really going back and forth.
Damn,
This one seems like it's over before it's done.
It was a total co-option.
You will not be denied. Money if you guessed it. Before we get on to round 2, it's time to make another prediction. You've got a new matchup waiting for you on your device. Predict the one you think is going to win.
Nice letter from Corning here.
Aw.
Yep.
The predictions are in.
Thanks to the homies.
Let's
pitching
jump
in,
back to
making
our
it
bracket for
possible
round
to help.
2. This is one for the ages. No one thought it would be this close.
The face? I don't know, that'd be pretty creepy.
Just running out the clock now.
Who's down in that hole? What the hell?
Oh, that wind was so big you could hear it in the next state over.
I want to know where is this hole and who's sticking
Our
their
winner
hand
moves on to the final, but let's find out what they'll face off
in. I see
against.
a hole and I try and fill it.
I'll put a hand down your hole there.
I know you know what I'm talking about.
I am on the edge of my
I see
seat.
a hole and I'm gonna try and fill it.
Will we see a final push? That was a real nail biter.
Man. That's what's happened to me.
And now the definitive matchup. What is the creepiest thing to feel when you stick your hand down a hole?
Go stick your shit here.
The initial votes are coming in. An upset in the making. The clock is running out on voting time. We have our first winner. Wow,
Honestly,
what
that
a
slimy is
bracket.
probably
Let's see how the
dead,
scores
too.
shook out. It's time for the blind bracket. All you'll be given is the category. Name any candy. Go ahead and write the first thing that comes to mind. We'll see the real bracket title after you answer. Time's running out. Let's see what this bracket is really about. Best candy to eat if you don't have any teeth. Time to get in those predictions. The predictions are in.
Those all sound like they'd hurt.
Starting things off. The lead keeps changing hands.
Does everybody think you're just gonna swallow the jelly bellies?
Only a few
or something?
seconds left to vote.
You can't even break into the flavor that way. No.
I know.
Talk about an underdog tale.
It's all nut roll.
Nut roll? How are you gonna chew the
What
nuts?
an upset. No one saw this one
Soft.
coming.
The nuts are soft.
The nuts are so small that it doesn't matter.
Our next
just
matchup.
swallow.
This is why we do this, folks.
This sounds familiar.
The Hershey's Kisses be melting, dogs. Oh, Pop Rocks is also
Pop
good.
Rocks would be fun.
Pop Rocks don't involve teeth at all. That's a good one.
Yep. Don't need to chew
Get those last second votes in now.
Sweetest fish are disgusting. I
Happy
hate everybody
Father's
voting
Day.
for that.
It's a tie. Show your support for your answer by tapping on your device as fast as you can.
Fuck out of here. That's just Sweetest fish.
The tie has been broken. Finally, we can go on with our lives.
My rumple dillweed or whatever.
Rumpin' dill holes.
Rumpin' dill holes.
Let's see what
We learned a lot
tensions are building
tonight.
over at the Omega Conference.
Primarily about Scoz's epic name.
This is fun.
This one's looking over.
This is making me hungry as hell.
That was a
Reminding
slaughter.
me about the dream that I had a few nights ago where we were candy shopping. Because, you know, that's what we do.
I had a dream that we were shopping and we didn't have our masks on.
It's
And I
time
was
to
like, oh
round out
fuck,
the
I don't got
bracket
a
with
mask
this
on. Let me get the hell out of
vicious
here. I play it cool and like sneak out of the store and
Some
shit.
early votes.
Oh man.
It's really going back and forth.
I'm gonna pass on the ass, thanks.
This might be a photo finish.
Damn, my ass is out there.
Yes, baby.
It doesn't get any closer than
Time
that.
for a belt.
Yeah, well, look, Carrie, I think you gotta just do what the show say. It's not really up to me anymore. So, I'll see you
Before
later.
we get on to round two, it's time to make another prediction.
Some real ass eaters out there, I can tell. But it's like,
Time's
oh
running
man,
out.
do you know what I would give to eat an ass right now? I've been
The
stuck in my house for 3
predictions
months
are
with
in.
no ass to eat.
Let's jump back to our bracket for round two.
See the bathtub first, please.
The
I still
first
don't
batch of
understand
votes are here.
What?
That sounds uncomfortable.
A real tug of war.
Pop Rocks is a good one.
This
I
one
think so,
seems
too.
like it's over before it's
makes you
done.
kind of feel like you have teeth and you're chewing it a little bit.
A regular juggernaut.
Pop
One
Rocks
more
versus
match to
my
determine
ass.
our finals. The
God
struggle
damn.
is
Fucking
real.
People with the ass eating. Ass isn't candy, people. God damn it.
Just running out the clock now. The human heart is a fickle beast.
Whoever put that in, I gotta give you credit for knowing the audience.
And now the final face-off. What is the best
Sounds like
candy
a
to
great
eat if you don't
combo.
have any teeth?
Now you can either eat my ass with jelly or Pop Rocks. Right.
It could be so exciting.
Like in that Christmas special where the dude's talking about how when they gotta toss a salad, you know, it's like you can have it with a mint or with the jelly.
All right.
It's anyone's game.
I haven't seen this one, but I'll trust you.
That's enough to win.
I cannot believe it. There'll be no sticker packs for this game.
Let's go back to that scoreboard.
I'm just playing. Damn, how the hell do you only have 13
and now,
points?
for the bracket you've all been waiting for, the triple blind bracket. This bracket will change every single round. Let's start with a category. Name any body part. Who knows what crazy twists and turns this bracket will take?
Well, how many penises will we have this game?
I've learned that my ass is a strong contender, so I'm just gonna put that in, like my ass or whatever. I'm just playing.
Oh boy.
Somebody already chose my answer.
Your ass?
No.
Time's running out. Let's see what we're dealing with. Best body part to have a mind of its own and act independently of the rest of your body. Time to get in those predictions. All cash is doubled this round, so make these choices count.
Memes. Dragon Custy. Oh my.
Double up this cash, give me some.
The predictions are in. Let's start with a bang. These answers exchanged some harsh words at the press conference. An upset in the making. An epic showdown.
Serious ass fans in the house tonight.
That match had more comebacks than Liza Minnelli.
I think the game just complimented Liza Minnelli's ass.
Really?
Moving on to our next matchup. This is one for the ages. A real tug of war.
What is the breast meat gonna do? Just like bounce around or some shit? Colon cause you all kinds of trouble.
These two heavyweights went back and forth, but there can only be one victor. Let's see what tensions are mounting over in the Eastern Conference. This is a big one. I am on the edge of my seat. This one's looking over. Fork a stick in me, I am done.
The guy just said he wants a fork in his ass.
There's cash if you predicted this one. It's time to round out the bracket with this vicious matchup. A clear favorite.
Ass and cheeks. Interesting.
The struggle is real. Only a few seconds left to vote.
Our testicles already act pretty independent.
Peas and broccoli.
They pretty much run the show.
Let's switch up this bracket.
No comment.
Most disturbing body part to find in a bag in the fridge at work. Get those predictions in now.
Shrinkage! It's shrinkage!
My ass, your own ass. Ass or titties? That's what it's offering me a choice of, at least.
Well, which one would you choose? Are you an ass man? Look at that. 2 Seinfeld references within like a minute.
Time's running out.
No comment.
Time to step away from the prediction table. Let's jump back to our bracket for round 2. Votes are incoming.
I think the breasts would be more disturbing, man. You know, like
It's
some fucking
really
serial
going back
killer
and
fucking
forth.
women or something. Instead of like your own ass, which like, you know.
We're in the home
A
stretch.
little weird. How the fuck did that wouldn't be a surprise.
We've got overtime. Tap on your device as fast as you can to cheer for your answer.
Going down. I'm clicking this shit like Dill Rumpelskins or whatever his name is.
Jeffrey Dahmer.
That tie went bye-bye. Oh, how I hate ambiguity.
This is an ass crowd tonight.
This could be the answer to beat, but let's check out the competition. These answers faced off last year, but will the results be the same?
Definitely ass and cheeks.
The lead keeps changing hands.
Ass and cheeks. Ass and cheekies.
Just running out the clock now.
Be gourmet if it was a cat.
That gave me goosebumps.
Or a pig, even.
And it all comes down to this. Best place for an I Heart Mom tattoo.
Rose in the chat. We
I
gotta
hope your
start going
answers
back
still
to the
make
ass
sense.
well. I strongly
and now
agree.
the definitive matchup.
Could 110 people are watching the ass and ass
Could
and
this be a
cheeks battle.
blowout?
Does the ass and cheeks mean like the asshole
This
and
one
the
seems
cheeks,
like
or
it's
like?
over
Because I
before
thought
it's
the cheeks
done.
were included in the ass.
Yeah, I
That's
don't
how
know.
you do it.
I figured it was the ass and like the cheeks in your face. They couldn't decide, you know?
What? No.
But who walked away with the top score?
All the asses are right at the top. And the nipple.
All right. Grand prize there. The winner number 1. Hit me up. MikeMason@gmail.com. Let's play a game where you guys cannot insert answers about asses.
There was a request for the fibbage earlier, but you know,
Fibbage?
it's
We're
fibbage
gonna.
enough about you. Or
Is
me,
everybody
or...
gonna make answers about asses, or we're gonna have to play
Well, I
something
guess
else?
it depends on whether or not they want to let you know about
I'm
their
just kidding. You can make all the answers about asses if y'all want.
But who is the ass man? Says Chris Tribble. Kramer. Alright, so there's room for 8 people this time around here. Hop on in. Oh my god, the 069.
How'd you know it's me, baby?
I don't know. Not Pedro.
Okay.
Look at this. Alright, and then if you're not in yet, you can join and be part of the audience with me.
Hey there, I'm Cookie Masterson, and you know something? I can never hear enough about you. I'm always here for you, friends. Hey, 8 players. There's going to be so much text on the screen, and anybody watching can join the audience anytime. The audience votes on fake answers to fool those gullible players, and they also get to guess the truth. Let's hit it. All right, listen up. You're about to see a question on your device. Answer truthfully. In a sec, you'll get your chance to lie about your fellow players. You get 500 points for everyone you fool, 1,000 for finding the truth, and when the question's about you, you get reputation points for players who get the right answer. Got all that? Good. Put in your answer now.
Answer honestly. So, Rose, if your answer is honest, then of course you're ass.
First up, the area in which this player has the most useless knowledge is blank. Write your lies now.
Oh, really?
Well, it asked me when the last time I yelled at the TV was.
You're giving away your answer already, huh?
Come on, time's running out. All right, pick the truth.
Broom making, huh? Melting. Oh, Richard, don't be so hard on yourself. Life.
Okay, let's take a look. And it was
nice,
also...
Rose.
Jinx!
You motherfuckers.
We got you. Nice. Good one, Mike. Pedro. Not Pedro got me there. I got all the graphs to share with you, Richard.
Okay, here's your question. Something strange a family member once told this player was blank. Type in your lies now.
Aww.
Hurry up and finish before time runs out. Okay, which one is the truth?
God, these are amazing.
Damn.
Special vacation.
Right? I just realized the wallpaper on the controller screen is the same as the South Point wallpaper.
All right, who picked what?
Damn. I thought about what the weirdest thing I ever told a family member was.
Oh, you've actually said that.
No, I'm just kidding, but it's good advice, man, I'm telling you. Them chicks out there, dude, when they find out you make that headed glass, I'm telling you, poke holes in that condom and then... I'm just kidding, no woman wants to trap a glass blower, but, you know.
Yeah.
These are things that other people have to worry about.
Somebody pooped on their neighbor's yard.
I got it? Hell yeah, alright. Oh, I'm in the lead! I'm so good at lying to people.
Okay, focus up. The last time this player yelled at their television was blank. All right, type in your lies.
Oh, there's the answer that we all got.
No, I didn't.
Oh, okay, you were just...
I mean, I like picked the time I yelled at a show.
Oh, okay. Technically, you weren't yelling at the television.
No.
It's more the controller.
Yeah, the time I actually yelled at the television, our lame-ass fire stick was fucking up last night.
It was that one sports game. Football. It was a football game, right?
Hey, I'm serious about that timer. Finish quick.
The Steelers versus the Cornhuskers.
Yeah, those teams play all the time.
Okay, find the truth.
Somebody answered fire stick.
When baseball got canceled, hell no. Baseball is my least favorite sport to watch on TV ever, period. I can tell you that right now. Sorry if I'm fucking up the game, but...
Oh my. So many answers. Those are all good answers. Baseball getting canceled.
All right, let's see what you guys picked.
Mike prefers golf to baseball on TV.
Golf is way better. You're constantly seeing somebody take a shot. It's always interesting. It's legitimately better than most sports. Damn, CBD glass got y'all, man.
Great live.
Richard's good at this one.
Yes! Did you really yell?
I mean, I was like, what the fuck? That was the only thing that came to mind when I was truly like, damn, what the hell?
Bill in chat guessed that.
Nice. Good job, dog. Good job.
And the question is, the worst movie this player paid money to see in theaters was blank. Okay,
Yo, I
answer
saw
your
this
lies.
movie, Mission to Mars. Yeah, we walked out of that shit. It was so bad. That was the worst movie I've ever paid to see in theaters. I'll tell you that right now. What is this? Damn. What did he pay to see in a theater?
Hurry, time's almost up.
never walked out of a movie. I don't even know if I've fallen asleep during a movie, although there are movies that I don't remember.
Okay, take a look and find the
Them a
truth.
couple months later.
American Pie 3 or 4 or whatever. Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure is an amazing movie. Whoever put that answer is completely fucking up the game.
Kung Pao, enter the fist. Steel Magnolias, it was so awful I don't even remember how to spell it.
Let's see what everybody selected.
Motherfuckers.
We got you. You got me.
Quack.
You got
That was
me.
a good lie.
Damn, that was a good one too, though.
What is open water?
I don't know. I never even heard of that shit. Damn.
Now listen up. Here. The most impressive thing this player has ever built or assembled was blank. Enter your lies now.
Clearly a sex swing, but you know.
Only if it involves ass.
Hurry up and finish
And
before
muffins.
time runs out.
It's a little random, but you know.
Okay, here you go. Find the
check out
truth.
the sex swing up there. Whoa. Awesome. Alright, here we go. What do we got here?
I love that the furniture in the bookshelf involves brands. Like a Walmart bookshelf is easier to assemble than IKEA furniture.
IKEA furniture is easy.
Okay, what did everyone pick?
Oh, he got me, Richard.
Oh, fucking bastards.
Good one. You got me again.
You guys blew it.
Wow.
Those must not be easy to put together.
Apparently. I don't have those IKEA instructions.
Alright, somehow I'm in the lead. Hell yeah.
Here's a question for you. A celebrity this player would love to swap bodies with for a day. Type in your lies now.
This is gonna reveal a lot about Stone.
Yes, yes it is.
How about that balled out donation, dogs? Woo!
Yeah, look at that.
Yup,
Come on,
yup,
time's running
feeding
out.
the Corning homies this time with the hunger fund, you know what I'm saying?
Nice.
Yup. Eric Goldschmidt, you do not have to go hungry, my friend. We have saved you.
He's got a
Okay,
baller
look for the
garden.
truth
I
and
think
pick
he's
it.
all right.
We still... How's he gonna pay for those seeds, you know what I'm saying?
That's true, and all that water.
We're heroes. I'm just playing, you guys, but I'm stoked we can help the homies out. You know, we'll get back to feeding America, but I talked to a bunch of the donors, man, and everybody was like, hell yeah, let's give it to Corning this time. I'm like, fuck yeah. I knew it'd be all women. This is crazy.
Well, and Tommy Chong.
Some weird choices here too.
I don't even know some of these people.
I love this part.
We just learned something about Larry. Damn.
Mike.
Good
man.
line there, well fibbed.
Okay.
Would you believe?
What? He wants to be 007? Okay, fair enough. I can dig it.
Here's the question. One of the weirdest injuries this player ever had involved blank. Write your lies now. Finish quick before you ruin it for everyone. Okay, seek the truth. And what did people pick?
Mm-hmm.
And you all missed it.
All right. Damn. This has been a good game for me, typically.
All right, here it is. One of this player's strangest bathing experiences involved blank. All right, type in your lies. Hey, I'm serious about that All right, find the truth.
What is some of this stuff? You
Yeah.
guys.
Yeah. Balls stuck in drain is a real thing. Watch
One
out
of
for
these
that.
answers is real?
Let's see how things shook out.
That was a pretty specific answer there.
Perplexed, I think is the word you're looking for.
Alright, we did it.
Oh. Gosh, I think the cat liked the water.
It's final round time. Everyone's gonna write one truth and one lie about themselves. Whatever comes to mind. Make those lies convincing because you get points for everyone you fool and for guessing other players' truths. Go! Timer's at the halfway mark. Remember, you need one truth and one lie.
One person's still thinking hard.
Right? Best lie ever.
Let's hope.
I'm gonna fool everyone. Just think a little longer, I'll figure that out.
Come on, time's running out. All right, which statement's true?
A fancy skateboard.
Okay, which one?
More cats, huh? On this note, a little bit of veterinarian trivia for you. Dogs' paws smell like Fritos. Something to consider. Apparently we all know Richard.
Take a guess. Spot the
That's
truth.
An awfully personal potential truth.
Yeah, you
Which
gotta
is
make
it?
it more of a choice. What? What is this? I'm too high for this.
These are both wrong. Logically, they're not correct.
Haha!
That's my pick.
It's your boy. Yo, but Rose, hit me up, mikemason@gmail.com, and I will get you a sticker pack.
Only if you send muffins.
Muffins, yeah, I mean, that would be tight too, but muffins are not required technically. But it can't hurt. Let us out of here. Let us out of here. No. All right, well, my dogs, I want to take a second to thank the fucking homie Scott, man, Scoz Glass, for joining us, dude. His work is so sick. I really enjoy hanging out with this cat, but God, we can't take away from the fact that this dude's incredible. It was so interesting to hear some of the struggle that he goes through to make these pieces, you know. I mean, he said some go pretty easy, but others are, you know, in that exacting thing, you know, making it take so long. And I don't know, that was all so cool to hear about. Y'all are so cool for joining us. I really appreciate y'all out there. Hell yeah, man. It really means a lot that we get to keep having this party. We're not going to stop on this end if y'all keep showing up and having a good time with us. Much love to y'all out there. I hope everyone is being safe and taking care. I'm going to pass y'all up to Carrie for a send-off. And then I'm gonna see what this cat is up to behind me. I don't know. She's up to something, up to no good. So, all right. Much love, you guys. I really. What's that, babe? What's that, Carrie? I'm sorry.
I just nobody heard anything you just said because they're all watching Pearl.
Yeah. She's. I don't know what's going on back there. All right. Anyways, much love, homies. I really do appreciate you guys. Thanks for making this such a great time. Hell yeah.
Thanks again for everybody to joining in chat too. It's a lot of fun. Thanks so much that for Scoz joining us. That was great. Yeah. And I'm just rambling and not making any sense. So I'm gonna say that's a good spot to say goodbye, and we'll see you next week.
Hell yeah, that made perfect sense to me. Good night, homies. Much love.